Cops posted talking about they was gonna be out here, you know what I'm saying?
Wait, at 8 o'clock tonight?
Yeah.
He killed his girlfriend last night.
I got away from them, so I just dumped them.
How are you wearing red right now? Can I interest you in the finest gold in NYC?
Jew.
Good to meet you.
Good to meet you too.
What would you say if you met a scammer in real life?
I would punch him.
Welcome, do you see him?
Swear to God, huh?
Today, we're taking you through the craziest moments of 2023, and boy are there a lot of moments to choose from this year. We found ourselves in a lot of situations that I was like, how the hell are we in this room with this guy? For example, we talked to human smugglers on the border of Texas and Mexico. We got to attend a gangster disciple meetup. We found ourselves in the projects in the Bronx with a crazy drill rapper. We found ourselves in the drug-infested streets of Baltimore, wandering into a bandos. Is there a junkie behind the door? I don't know, but we went through the door anyways. We went to Ohio, we got to meet with a lot of sketchy whites. We also got to visit the poorest county in America. We got to meet some of the rising stars of the rap game, guys like Baby Tron, B.O.P. Kosher, Trapland Pat, Mexican OT. And most importantly, we got to accomplish what the channel is all about, which is to give you a raw, unfiltered look into lives that you may never have discovered before. We spoke to people like pimps and scammers and gangsters and mega rich people worth $400 million. So buckle up, you're in for a wild ride as we take you through the wildest moments of 2023. And to me, there's no better place to start this journey than with the Latin Kings in Chicago. This is one that we almost pussied out of. Let me get you to the mindset of what it was like as we were deciding whether we should do this or fold our cards.
I don't know if you want to hang out with somebody or just somebody.
What do you think, Miguel? Fuck no. Especially it's on Facebook now, so he's probably got a target on his head.
Yeah.
It's not a good idea to go to.
If he just somebody with a machete?
I feel like if we don't come today, it's probably not gonna happen. If you hadn't been involved in something sketchy earlier, I wouldn't be having any second thoughts, but because I'm like...
Look, bro, I'm pretty sure what happened was at least like 2 miles away from the explosion.
A machete attack occurred just hours before we hit the block.
What the fuck?
Dude, fuck no.
He went after a guy with a machete.
Oh! What the fuck? Holy fucking shit, bro.
How is no one dead? We were seriously considered leaving. In fact, I think we were mostly dead set on not going. After our contact told us this, we decided we'd take his word for it. And this is how the energy was when we pulled up on their block.
What's wrong, Tommy? Nigga, you know we had nigga 28th Street, no love city. Nigga get with it, get whacked.
What up, bro?
Hey, nigga!
Right? One is this shit, nigga, no love city, nigga.
Get you
Psycho killer key shit, bro. They go SDK, you know what I'm saying?
I'm from 25th, nigga, what's up? Something was brewing. When you get super gangsters and alcohol and Mexican Independence Day, that is the trifecta of danger. Like, something is bound to happen. Sure enough, as we spoke to these fellows, this is what they told us.
Hey, y'all gonna catch some action though at 8 o'clock on, bro. We gonna be out at 8 o'clock.
Wait, at 8 o'clock tonight?
Yeah. What time is it?
7:30.
You want a vest?
Bro, you want a vest?
I got one in my trunk. I don't want to see anyone get hurt. They made a threat at a specific time that 8 o'clock.
Yes.
This is not something we're gonna stick around and see if it was gonna happen or not. But as you're waiting, a heart-wrenching moment occurred where we got to get more into the minds of these kids to better understand where they're coming from.
What made you come into the street life, shorty?
Boy,
At what age did you lose some people?
12 years old.
How did you see life after that, after losing somebody close to you?
That shit hurt. That shit made me want to push more and shit.
That's unbelievable to me. I mean, when I think about what I was doing when I was 12 years old, I was catching frogs, I was building tree forts, I was playing football on the street. Losing people in gang turf war isn't even a concept that came to my brain. More and more when I visit these types of communities, I think if I was born on this block, there's a very, very high percentage that I would be just like this kid. So we knew our time was coming up when we kept hearing explosions and they kept flagging Miguel behind the camera.
Tell me what you got, gang. Man,
Talking about.
what's up, gang? That's that
Nigga, we do this shit for real. What you talking about? God damn it. I flinched on that one. So every few minutes, an explosion's been going off. You can just feel the energy in the air right now. It's a little, like people are expecting something to happen. And they say that in 15 minutes, there's gonna be a shootout. And that's the last thing I wanna be a part of. That loud kaboom got my heart rate up.
That's nothing until you hear coming towards you, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
I'm all for gun ownership, but I like responsible gun ownership because all it takes is one little slip for a lot to change. With just a few minutes left before the drive-by was supposed to happen, I decided it was time to pack up and get the crew out of there.
I heard at 8 o'clock shit's going down, and that's not something I want to be a part of.
I'm already knowing.
So I'm gonna be out of here.
I got you.
There's very few times where I feel like we have to get the hell out of here. Do you feel that right now?
I'm feeling that right now.
And that, folks, was the Latin Kings. So the next place we visit is The Zone. It's a place in Phoenix, Arizona that was loaded with over 1,000 homeless people and is one of the biggest homeless camps in the country.
Yeah, he fucking killed his girlfriend last night.
Homelessness is something I really like to explore because if you look at the trends, it seems to be getting only worse and more out of control. And so I think it's something that we have to confront as a country. Now there's something right off the bat that I want you guys to pay attention to. Listen to what these folks are saying.
So what led you guys to being here?
Got robbed twice and got kicked out of our apartment.
How would you guys say your childhood was?
Mine wasn't very good.
What made it not so good? Did you ever find a way to escape that situation?
I ran away from home when I was 11. It was my brother.
Your brother? Did he ever get held accountable for what he did to you?
Done it to his own kids.
Me, I was and it was by surprise. Like, I was thirsty and really tired. He gave me some water, and then out the last cup, he gave me, here, you have some milk. So I drank some milk, and I felt something go down my throat, and it was too late. I already swallowed it. 3 days later, I woke up, and I didn't know where I was. I was like, oh.
How was your childhood? Is there anything in particular you want to cover or talk about?
Oh, yeah. It's going to be really hard, though. When they were done, they threw me out in the park, chicken park. After that, I just kind of went to the park and washed up, and then I fell asleep by a church, and then after that, they called the authorities.
There's a lot of commonalities we're finding here. The amount of people that have been molested, assaulted, and abused, I mean, it's undeniably a big part of this recipe of homelessness. As someone who's about to have a baby in about 3 weeks, is how important it is to be a good parent, and how important it is to give your kids a stable and loving environment that doesn't involve trauma. The other thing that's very interesting to encounter in this world is the amount of delusion. Let's roll the tape of a woman. She's gonna tell us her resume and her credentials. Let's hear what she says.
I'm a prodigy of some sort because I got established with my college degrees at a very young age.
How old were you when you got your college degrees?
I was 5.
You were 5 years old? Really?
Yeah.
Wow. And what did you do with that?
And I got into the military at 8 to be thought of to be enlisted, but I was enlisted enough to be a participant.
What did you do in the military?
I was cook.
What did you do after you were a cook?
I was a preschool teacher.
How old were you then?
I was 23.
It's amazing that someone that's living in a tent can tell you, oh yeah, I'm a prodigy, I graduated college at 5, I was in the Navy at 8. To me, seeing stuff like this is just a reminder of how much of an impact mental illness plays on homelessness.
What was your childhood like?
Horrible.
Yeah? What made it horrible?
My mom was abusive, my uncle, my family was abusive.
How old were you when your uncle did that?
I was 5 years old.
So there's a lot of people that are blaming the government, saying there's not enough resources. Do you think that's bullshit?
That's bullshit.
You think everyone's here because they're personal choices? Yeah? So if you were mayor, what would you do?
I would offer counseling for those who have suffered with grief. A lot of the homelessness has to do with grief.
Yeah.
A lot of it has to do with grief.
Because drugs mask the grief.
Exactly.
I think she broke down the homelessness issue very well, and it was nice hearing it from her perspective. Like, I think one big political debate, the left side of the spectrum wants there to be more resources, more help, more funds. People are victims, let's help them. And the right side of the political spectrum says, you know, it's a personal responsibility thing. Your personal choices really matter. I tend to think there's a blend in what the right outcome is, but it was just nice to hear someone say, hey, my own decisions got me here, because you don't hear that a lot in this type of community. Now let's talk about fentanyl. It is astounding how easy it is to get fentanyl in these areas. If you want to destroy a city, flood it with fentanyl. So we talked to these dealers right here.
Fuck El Chapo, you feel me?
Why do you say El Chapo?
Because they should have released him though. He told him, y'all don't release me, I'm gonna release the blue-eyed demon upon the world. They should have released El Chapo, cuz. Release El Chapo.
I just buried my daughter last month.
Do you know anyone that can show us what it looks like?
What a blue looks like?
Yeah.
No, because ain't no one going to be brave enough. Oh, there you go.
That's fentanyl.
Yeah.
So that's enough to overdose on?
If you take it like that.
So how do people consume that?
Smoke it in aluminum foil.
How much do they need to get high?
1 hit.
How much
so
does that
let me
cost?
explain
It costs up to $30.
That one pill is $30.
Sometimes.
And how long does that last somebody?
5 minutes.
So it's crazy to me that one little blue pill can entirely ruin a community that was thriving before. The lady in pink also wanted to talk more about fentanyl. When the conversation shifted there, it took her 5 minutes to walk around the corner and come back with a handful of pills.
That all is for 20 bucks.
Yeah, I have a hookup.
This is another thing that we as a country in America have got to figure out what our approach is on fentanyl, because it's tearing up cities all around the country. It's unbelievable.
Okay, there's a guy trying to...
Better leave, man. That's the dude. You know, I already told you.
Oh shit!
You ain't even told these guys?
This guy was kind of getting up into Keegan's grill and he was very agitated. What he was very insistent about was that a guy that was, you'll see him in the background of the camera, had a girl last night.
What's going on?
He killed his girlfriend last night.
What?
Nobody knows it but fucking me.
Hey, we're gonna get out of here so this guy doesn't fucking...
That same guy that he was accusing of murder was also being very crazy to us. I mean, he was yelling at us, he was making weird eye contact with us.
Which church do you attend?
Willow Creek.
Go away.
So when you're dealing with very mentally ill folks like this, shit can get really dangerous really fast.
The insane motherfucker sitting over on the corner killed his girlfriend last night. Her body was laying across the street. It was all fucking ribboned off. Her body was fucking chalked out and shit. If the cops don't come and get him off the street tonight, I'm gonna kill the motherfucker.
But eventually we get kind of uncomfortable and we're like, you know what? Our clock is ticking in this area. I don't want to get stabbed by a guy in fentanyl. Let's get out of here. But we have a follow-up piece on The Zone coming in 2024. We actually revisited the area and met some of the people from that video. So the next piece, we go to the Mexican border and we talk to coyotes.
Every day, people risk their lives to make it to the US, sustained by the hope of the American dream.
To give you an idea of where we went, we were in this abandoned trailer. There's lights hanging from the ceiling. The kids have masks and guns. So here's what we learned from talking with these coyotes.
I was looking at the numbers. So this year is a record of immigration in the United States. 2.7 million people have come across the border. A lot from...
That have got caught.
No, just have crossed the border, period. A lot from Venezuela, Colombia. What are people's primary motivation for coming here? What do they think they're gonna find in the United States?
They're just not what they think. I could tell you that much, because niggas think it's sweet over here. And they think, like, oh, I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna get rich. But it's not like a one-day thing, you know? The way it's supposed to be is like a week, you'll be where you're supposed to be. But the way it's set up right now, like, it's so fucked up. There's a lot of people stealing people, like, you know, doing weird shit. There's a lot of people that don't pick up, leave them stranded.
How tough is the journey to get here? Let's say I was illegal, I was in Mexico. How do I go about getting here? Is it dangerous?
They say if I was illegal and I was in Mexico and I knew what I knew now, I wouldn't even want to cross, fam.
So a question that comes to mind is, are these guys bad people? I think there's a big distinction to make between a human trafficker and a smuggler. These people are paying the coyote for a service. They want the chance of a better life in America, and these guys see a financial opportunity to help them do that. So they might drive a van, they might get them across the border. Are these guys bad guys? I want to hear your answers in the comments. Are coyotes bad people? You know, there's a kid who looks like he's a freshman or sophomore in high school that has a gun with an extendo clip that falls out of his pocket at one point onto the floor.
How old are you, roughly?
I'm 15.
Okay, how did you get into this game?
It just felt like we were dealing with a sketchy group of guys, which we were. This next moment moved me a lot. We met these two guys, Lionel and Pastor.
If they're not from here, you don't.
Before we even start the interview with them, they think that we're going to kill them. That's how scared they are in America. They had just crossed the border. They were cold. They were hungry. They hadn't eaten. Let's keep the interview going.
Hola, me llamo Tomás. Soy con...
Pastor y Leonel.
Okay, ¿y de dónde eres?
Venezuela.
Let's take you up to speed on the story of our two immigrant friends, Lionel and Pastor. To get here from Venezuela, they traveled the last 2 months largely on foot. This is them walking through the jungle, on a boat, and making some friends.
Escucho que en Venezuela que hay un crisis, ¿sí? Uno de 3 personas no tiene acceso a agua y comida. ¿Es la verdad?
Correcto.
¿Qué es la situación en Venezuela?
El gobierno nos ha robado todo el dinero de allá de nuestras naciones.
No hay trabajo, no hay comida.
Medicina, los hospitales.
No hay nada.
Describe el líder de Venezuela.
Es un dictador.
El presidente es un dictador allá que no deja que uno progrese. Todas las empresas las ha apropiado.
I think our government's f***ed up, but I think we take it for granted how much worse it can get. Right now in Venezuela, there's a dictator who is causing everything to go to shit. Because of that, these guys, like many Venezuelans right now, are crossing the Darien Gap, which is one of the most dangerous stretches of jungle in the world, to pay the cartel, to take them through Mexico, to get to the United States. All for what? To work, to have a job, to live in safety and security. It makes me just feel lucky that I was born on this side of the dirt, while these guys have to struggle and risk their life and come here illegally.
Our plan was to bring them back to the Airbnb and let them sleep there. But after talking to a couple locals here, they were like, hell no. Some of them said this is a 5 to 10 year potential sentence if we do that. To me, it is so crazy to think that giving someone somewhere, a place that is warm to sleep for one night to give them a little bit of relief from this 2-month journey. They've experienced hell in these last 2 months. They hadn't eaten in 3 days. They were wandering around hungry and cold and tired. All of us were on board. Let's bring them back to the place.
There were a lot of thoughts going through our head as a group at this moment. Let me take you into a conversation we had in the car.
Keegan, any thoughts?
I'm kind of with you on that. It's just, you can't do the right thing because it'll put us away and, kind of compromise our position.
Miguel.
I was on board with it, but...
Miguel was gung-ho, dude.
Yeah.
He ripped his jacket off.
I'm rooting for them, but, we can't to a full extent,
We're gonna go get supplies for these guys. We're gonna go try and find them.
We had agreed that we were gonna invite these guys into our Airbnb, let them have a shower, we were gonna cook them a dinner, hang out with them, and in the morning, they were gonna have to leave. But we researched the laws and it's stiff penalties for doing this. It's a felony, it's 10+ years in prison. The human in us wanted to invite them in, but one night of comfort was not worth 10+ years in prison. So unfortunately, we had to let these guys go and say goodbye. But before doing that, we stopped at Walmart to stock them up with supplies.
Let's get them some food, let's get them some layers. Tango Costas Para 2. Hey, there's Border Patrol. Literally, our hearts are racing, dude. Okay, let's get this thing going.
So as we're handing these guys sleeping bags and a coat and hat and snacks, Border Patrol is driving around, and even just giving them supplies is a crime. So I wish I could have had more time to say goodbye and wish them well in their journey, but at this point I was getting so scared that it was just like, here you go guys, hey, blessings, blessings, and we gotta go.
Hombre, lo deseamos que sí la hacen, lo deseamos que sí ganan un trabajo, lo deseamos que estamos
Give them the rest of the plastic.
Ustedes van a trabajar duro y sí deseamos que encuentren lo que encuentren.
Mantener en contacto por tu teléfono, sí. Okay? Quiero escuchar sobre tu historia.
What the f***, dude? When that Border Patrol passed, I was like, but dude, he said, he said they don't come over here. They're probably like used to them passing. And earlier they said, bro, there's so many of them around here. Border Patrol passed and they already know they're illegal, but they kind of just ignore them. Like there's just so many of them out here, bro. That's what they're saying.
I don't know if it's because I'm cold or nervous, but I have the shakes.
Do you guys think it should be a crime to give someone a sleeping bag and supplies and water? Let me know in the comments. Last we heard from Lionel, they got deported back to Mexico, which is one of the most dangerous parts of the journey. I'm sure as we're speaking now, they've either made an attempt to come back or they're already in the country. And that's on the border with coyotes. So next, we head to the beaches in Miami to do a challenge. The $1,000 takedown challenge.
Are you taking down a whole bunch of people for the free?
I'm taking down $1,000. Who I'm taking down?
I grew up a wrestler. I wrestled since I was 10, all the way through college, and I still teach wrestling at my jiu-jitsu gym. So as much as I can show the sport that I love so much, I love to do it. So let's head to the beaches in Miami and see what we're getting into here.
Hey, I see you guys got that sign there, say takedown challenge.
$1,000 takedown challenge. You take me down, $1,000 for you. I take you down, nothing.
No, $1,000 sound good to me. I mean, I'll give it a try.
You want to do it?
Yeah, man.
Go.
Hollywood? Alright, that's a takedown. Alone.
You okay?
Yeah.
You're strong though, that was a good under.
No, I got nauseous almost.
Nauseous?
That's why I was trying to take my time so I won't throw up on you.
So I took out a few competitors, and lo and behold, guess who shows up to the scene? The biggest motherfucker I've ever seen while filming a YouTube video.
Look at this.
Take down $1,000. Who I'm taking down?
Oh God.
Okay, I'm gonna go put my stuff down and come.
This guy was 7'2", 340 pounds. I'm 6 foot, 175 pounds. So this guy was almost double my size. And that was my biggest fear walking into this was, okay, is Khabib gonna be on this beach? Is Sean Strickland gonna be on this beach? But then I saw this civilian, this gigantic person walk up. And that's a gut check moment where you gotta decide, am I really about this challenge or am I gonna pussy out for the video? But folks, on this channel, we don't pussy out. So I put my money where my mouth is and I dueled the giant. Let's see how it turned out.
All right, wrestle. Tom, get your head out.
Get him, Big Mac.
All right, that's a takedown. Takedown.
Is it?
Yeah. Woo, that's a big boy right there. Give him a round of applause for it.
Big boy.
Holy shit. Good stuff, man. Hey, what message you have for the camera?
We outside, we on South Beach, get lit.
That is one of the biggest human beings I've ever had to wrestle in my life.
And folks, that's how the outcome should be. Oftentimes the guy who is most trained is gonna be the guy that kicks your ass. I've had my ass kicked, I've kicked some ass, I know about it. Next, I go through a little bit of a gauntlet. I go through 3 different guys, each twice, right in a row. So it's easy to be tough when you're fresh and you have your cardio at 100%. But when you start getting tired, that's when you really get tested in your spirit.
Wait, wrestling? Wait, wrestling? But if I lose now, you feel me, what?
Nothing. Wrestle.
I'm on the phone with Bex. How was Bex was out?
Get that nigga. Get that nigga.
All right, that's a takedown.
Oh.
All right, that's a takedown.
Y'all think? Why do you think he putting up $1,000 to everybody? Nobody putting money up. He doing it for a reason.
All right, that's a takedown.
Hey. 35.
All right, ready? Wrestle.
135 to 175. Show me something, me. Show me something, brother. Come on. Are you trying to hip toss you?
Okay.
No.
Okay,
He got you. And you gonna be out of breath. I don't worry, come on.
Oh yeah, you done with it, boy. You done with it, boy.
But hold on, he don't got control. He don't got control.
One of the things I pride myself on as a wrestler is having that gas tank that nobody can crack. So it's like the Diaz brother. The deeper into the fight it goes, the better you feel. And I tend to feel that way with my cardio. So luckily, I got to walk away with my $1,000 and put it back in my bank account. So we leave Miami Beach to go to the trenches of Lauderhill, affectionately called Lauderkill.
Damn. These boys are rolling deep. Let's do it. How's it going, big dog?
And we tap in with rapper Little Cricks, who was signed by Kodak Black, and together they made the song Spin the Block. We didn't move much. We probably moved about 15 feet in this entire video, and it was about 15 to 20 guys. 90% of them had guns.
When did rappers start calling their gun a dick? When did that start happening? The clip is the dick.
She might get up on you real close, like what that is. Like,
But that's that dick.
It was a little tense in the air. I mean, some crews live in areas where they just can do whatever they want, and we don't have any concerns. Every car that passed by, this crew was very aware of. These guys had me throw up the Z. I'm pretty sure these guys made me an honorary member of their gang. Let me show you what happened.
You gotta throw it up, though, in the camera, you gotta left over right, left over right.
Am I allowed to throw this up too?
Throw that shit up, man. Look, left over right, left over right. Right now.
Don't smile, though. Don't smile.
Now, a question that I ask myself is, what % of young men in this area become clicked up or in a gang? Next, we're gonna touch on something that I think is worth addressing that I don't think has come up much during the videos, but I would say the vast majority of rappers we have met are addicted to drugs in some ways. Let's roll the tape.
We partner yurts all day long.
What is a yurt?
We should just turn to a Perky.
Percocet?
I'm on right now. Know what I'm saying?
Do you want a perk? I'm okay.
Do what we do.
I'm good.
Do you want a perk? Okay. After you smoke your black booster high, then you need some weed. And you up now. And then that's when you feel me, you're going to be talking to God.
Now, I really admire that little crick said, hey, I'm gonna stay sober. But to me, it's amazing how much rap makes doing drugs sound fun or cool, when in reality, it's depressing and it's kind of pathetic. Like, so many of these guys cannot do one thing without smoking the entire time or popping a perk the entire time. But I hope from watching this that the young and impressionable kids that might see this think, that guy was on perks and it didn't look fun. He looked damn near brain dead. I'm not gonna do it. That's the message that I would send. Now finally, I wanna talk about trauma, because I think it's at the root of a lot of problems in the hood. Let's listen to this guy's story and then let's break it down.
What was the youngest you were when you saw a shooting or something crazy?
I was like 11, 10. A nigga had up that bitch on me. And then somebody hit the corner, he started blicking at him.
When you were 10 or 11, someone pulled a gun on you.
Me too, I was like 10 or 11.
What did you, why did they do that to you?
Cause I beat his brother up.
So do you believe in PTSD from events like that?
Yeah, I got shot before.
Man, I got a lot of PTSD.
I got shot, man.
Yeah, I got shot too.
I got PTSD, yeah, he got shot too.
I ain't never get shot and I got PTSD. I got
shot
in my arm, he got shot in his chest.
I got shot right here.
I got ran
Ask
over.
who felt
that leg, they hit me though.
To meet a crew and see that multiple of these guys have gotten shot, they've gotten robbed. This guy was getting robbed as a young kid. I cannot even fathom in suburbia where I grew up that I could be 10 or 11 years old and someone tries robbing me by gunpoint. If I was living there, I'd probably have a pistol on me at all times as well. We leave the block of Lauderkill, and now we head to the magical, strange, and kind of downright disturbing world of the furries.
I mean, it's a convention of furries and dressing up in awesome costumes in general, go nuts.
We got into some good stuff. We also got into some incredibly gross and maybe even slightly disturbing subject matter. Let's show you what it looked like when we walked in. Your discretion is advised.
Go nuts.
Is that to mimic a horse?
No, that's a hyena.
A hyena?
Let's start with some statistics on the internet viewing habits of these furry folks.
Today, folks, we're going to be taking an academic look into the culture of furries, a group of people that anthropomorphize animals so much so that they wear the costumes and they even
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Research shows that furry men, 96.3% of them, look at furry pornography at least once a month. Women that watch furry porn average 10 times a month, and the men, 40 times a month. Jeez.
Now folks, if those statistics don't bother you, I don't know what will. I have a pet dog, and you probably do too. And to think that there's a store inside the Furry Convention that's selling dog you can see for yourself what I'm talking about.
Okay, so the first thing we're walking into is the Primal Hardware. Is this a dog dick? I thought that zoophiles were out, but this looks like a dog dick to me.
I have no clue.
This to me looks borderline illegal. How is everyone out there saying no sex with animals and the first thing we see is a dog dick, dude?
On one end, this convention is a very friendly and welcoming environment where introverts can come and be in their fursuits and really express themselves, where they might not feel comfortable otherwise. And I think there's a lot of value in that, and I like that.
This is bug.
Tell me about bug. I've never seen it before, and I am intrigued right now.
Well, see, all I make is bug people content, which includes pornography.
If I was caught with this in my room and someone saw me, I would be quite, I don't know if I want to say embarrassed, but it would be hard to live it down amongst my friends and family. Have you encountered anything like that?
Once you start treating it like it's normal, because it is, you know, lots of people are into porn.
Would you say bugs sexually excite you?
I mean, not particularly.
What did your parents think when you first showed them bug porn?
My parents aren't personally into it, but they love that I've been able to make a career out of it.
Is this illegal? It feels like it should be. Or maybe I'm just not open-minded. Like, should bug porn be part of a vibrant culture? I don't know, but to me, no thank you, not for me, not for my children, not for my family. Here's the most disturbing part of the video for me.
Honestly, I feel a little sick to my stomach right now. Holy shit. This looks like I could kill somebody.
We make them larger than that.
What?
We haven't heard of any deaths yet.
Is that to mimic a horse?
No, that's a hyena.
A hyena?
Yes.
This is the Trojan horse. This is the mini and the small, medium, and large. Those are all four of the sizes that we got for this one.
And it is mimicking a horse.
Yes.
Tell me about it.
Based off of a robotic horse. If you look right back here, you can see the model that it was based off of.
Like I said, they do this for medical reasons, for research. They have to create live casts occasionally for science use.
That totally makes sense, but these people here are not medical professionals. The reality is someone's gonna buy this and stick it up their butthole later today.
They try to deflect and be like, oh, it's just for medical reasons. But you're buying a to take home and do God knows what with. Of an actual horse or an actual dog, I mean. You furries, you ever come near Frank? It's a threat. Now, if you didn't get enough animals from this last clip, we're gonna take you even deeper and introduce you to pythons.
Is this a good idea? Probably not. All right, buddy. Okay, buddy.
You see, in Florida, there's an invasive species of snakes that are just absolutely crushing the ecosystem. And we met a quintessential Florida man, Jimbo, a python hunter, to investigate this problem ourselves. And if we're lucky and brave enough to grab a python with our bare hands.
Hey, watch out, I got killed a dog. These kind of cichlids are actually introduced in Florida and down south, down by where you're staying. They're in the canals and everything all over the place.
Should we fry up a couple for lunch, you think?
These are pets, man.
These are pets?
We can go out in the canal and catch them, but some of these have names, so we gotta watch out.
Sorry, Jerry's over there, right? Okay.
We got a gator in here too.
What?
He might make an appearance.
And you call him by doing...
Yeah, that's like the universal alligator call.
Now people might ask, Tommy, how nervous do you get for some of these videos? And I would say of all the videos I filmed this year, python hunting had to be one of the most nerve-wracking. I can get surrounded by Latin kings with guns, but grabbing a snake by its head, by its neck with my bare hands, that's maybe where I draw my line. And to think that there's brave Florida men every day, and women, out there, one by one killing snakes and saving the environment, I give them a lot of kudos. That's a dirty job that I wouldn't have the cojones to do, and I'm glad that they do. Here are the highlights of this python hunting adventure.
Why are we here?
It's your idea, sir. I'm just along for the ride. Good job.
But he can come all the way up here? Okay. Oh! Sorry, guys. Sorry, I didn't mean to drop him.
All right, so how do you rate your first snake capture?
I would say a 3.
No. You did much better than a 3. Maybe like a 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you doing? Yeah, right. I've never seen anybody do that move before.
Bobcat? Yeah, I see it. Actually, hey. Oh shit, it's just up there though. Why are we going so... Guys, there's a bobcat like 10 feet from us. This is some Florida shit.
It was right here.
Yeah, like we've already gone up to where it was.
Like it could be like right there.
Only in Florida do you go towards the bobcat like that. On foot with no weapons. Jimbo, what were you gonna do once we got to the bobcat?
Just gonna get close enough to get some good pictures, that's all. What's up, Mike? Oh, no shit, where you at?
What do you say? Did you get in?
Guys, Mike got one.
All right, guys, this is it. Here we go. Hey, did he say how big it was?
Nope. Good job.
So this is what you spend all night searching for.
Yeah, many nights.
They're very pretty, but they're very scary, dude. Like I can feel all of its tight stomach muscles when it moves and clenches.
They grow up to be over 18 feet in size too. They become massive.
Would that terrify you to catch an 18-foot snake?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, come on.
Yeah,
look.
It was great to film a video with Jordan Welch. Just be able to bond and hang out and talk and do something that we don't normally do made it worth it for me. And I think that's one of my goals in 2024 is to gather my friends and do more experiences. Just get out there because this life is very short. And one day we're either going to be too old or too beat up to do much of anything. So if you're young, take this time to get out there, man. Jump out of a plane with the parachute, go catch a python, do something that gets your heart rate going. And next, folks, we head to Los Angeles to speak with some Crips.
Are we in the trenches right now?
Yeah. But before that, I had an interview on No Jumper. Here's how it went.
How are you feeling?
Ready to rumble, baby.
Tommy G, No Jumper. Yeah, when you're really in that growth phase, it's like, and especially when you're young, you just got your foot on the pedal and you're just going.
World's smallest bladder, gotta take a piss.
Yeah, his pee be hurting. Luckily we have 2 bathrooms so I can do it at the same time as him. Or I could go piss by the dumpster.
Working with Adam22 was an interesting experience. In person at his house, was very friendly, very welcoming, very nice. But some of the clips he posted after the fact, gave me a bad taste in my mouth. The way he worded the titles, the way he tried to stir up drama, asking my friend Certified Trapper if I'm a culture vulture.
You think Tommy G's a culture vulture?
He like adventures and shit, like seeing new things. So that's just like, and it's like his fans is like different. Like his fans love him.
They love you too.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, the comment section backed me up very nicely. Let's show you what they said about that. Now, I understand that sometimes the business of YouTube can be clicks, but I also think that your reputation should be more than that. So I felt like I got my first taste of the weird LA energy that sometimes permeates the entertainment world. Next, we hit the block with some Crips, and the guy that brings us in is a guy named Smack. Here's how my interaction went with him and his crew.
This is Smack the boss. Okay, he's real connected in the LA scene. He's a host on No Jumper.
Yes,
he's
sir.
in the TDE family. He's been around the world with Schoolboy
Just
Q and his crew.
signed to Big Chief, you hear what I mean? Go get your from there.
Can you tell the viewer what to expect tonight? What are we about to get into?
Man, tonight gonna be a crazy night, man. Yeah, we're gonna slide up Figueroa Street, man. Best blade in the world. We're gonna dip down there, and then we come into the ghetto. Right now, we in the trenches. We where Schoolboy Q grew up, I grew up, traffic. We on 51st Street. This is like a legendary street for me. This what made me. Without this block, I don't know where I'd be.
How are you wearing red right now? Is that something that's not legit? Because I've always heard if you're part of one squad, you can't wear a certain color. Is that all bullshit, or educate me? I'm a Milwaukee boy.
I thought everything went well. I actually had met Smack a year before I filmed this video. I was at his grandma's house, hanging out with him. We were talking, everything was good. He introduced me to his crew, so I thought we were cool. And then he releases this video.
Tommy G pulled up.
And he hit me, and I'm like, I need some Lose to Lose fake, bro. Like, yeah, I'm big time now.
Yeah,
bro.
fact.
Grammy nominated.
Wait the bullet. How much was that check though, man?
I got a good 5 in my account right now, just off that.
What?
No cap. Oh God.
Nigga.
All right.
Now, first of all, he had me face to face and didn't say shit and talked about me afterwards. Second of all, he lied. I did not pay him $5,000. Smack, if I paid you $5,000, show the screenshot. Show the receipt. You're full of shit. And I really don't understand it. We had a good interaction. You kind of followed the no jumper mindset of just going for the clicks, which not that cool, man. In all honesty, I wish people the best. I want them to do well. I hope the community continues to grow, but I probably won't be on it. So that was revisiting the Crips in LA. Now we're heading to Slab City.
What the? Well, we've heard our first explosion here at Slab City.
We just gonna drop the shit and we gonna fuck the song up.
Which is full of a lot of people that are crazy and interesting and hippie-ish and people that just don't like to march to the drum beat of society. They like to do things their own way. Let me show you a few different characters from there so you can get a flavor of what these people are like.
5.5 years ago, I got on my bicycle and I rode here from New York City.
No way. What's the worst thing about Slab City?
There's an evil rumor mill that will say things about you that are not true. I've been accused of here. Where are you guys from? You look pretty buff.
Milwaukee.
Wow, Milwaukee.
Wisconsin.
I actually love Milwaukee. I helped open the Spin Ping Pong Club there. I used to work with Susan Sarandon.
What's your life philosophy?
Everybody dies, not everybody lives.
Do you feel like you're living?
Yeah, I think in 100 years, all those tombstones gonna say, he died, she died, they died. And am I gonna say this motherfucker right here lives?
That's a good quote, dude.
My last paid job was a college professor.
Really? What do you do for work now?
I was too busy working. I had too much work to do to get a job. No, this is what I do.
No,
I'm
fair
always
enough.
working. Before I was a professor, I was an engineer. I'm actually a pretty well-known AI researcher. Got lots of talks online and all kind of stuff from my old life.
No?
Nothing but racism back there, promise.
Can you tell us more about that?
No, they're all a bunch of good people, just can't live in society.
How long have you been in Slab City?
Off and on since like 2016, so it's 7 years.
And what brought you here?
I got pulled off a freight train in Yuma. I used to ride trains.
Oh yeah?
I don't anymore. I kind of live here for the most part. My boyfriend at the time had been here before and we came over. I got meningitis.
Okay. That's a pretty serious
Yeah,
thing.
pretty. I know, just after being homeless for years, I'd rather be home free out here than homeless on the streets.
Where have you lived homeless before?
All over the country.
Oh yeah?
Like from New York to LA. This is home to me.
This is the best place to live?
I'm a nerd. It means nerds out here.
I heard some coughing in the background. I don't know if someone's doing drugs right now.
That's a buka.
Are you religious men?
Hell no, I'm beating that shit.
Guys, you ever meet a guy like Papa Cat ask him some questions. The Christian imagery here as we drove in. What percentage of people would you say here are Christian?
Well, it doesn't really matter because, like, I believe that all of their beliefs intersect with Christianity. I think Christianity is about feminism and agreeing.
Really? That's a take that I've never heard before.
But I'm just a gay cat girl for Jesus, you know?
Well, someone's got to be, right? What makes you say that Christianity is about feminism?
If you have two opposing interests that don't necessarily go the same direction, like, let's say this is how man moves and this is how God moves, right? Victory by the cross is just finding the intersection of those two things. So I think that it's an obligation of Christians to find ways that all of the other faiths would go to their heaven too, you know? Each faith, like, it's possible to have multiple paradises, you know, like if you have a certain person who reaches enlightenment and they're like, can create a paradise that's perfect for them, they can take people to that one, you know, like, but I have a friend who knows the Buddha, and I have a friend who knows Jesus, and I have a friend who knows the devil.
Are you happy?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Walk alone if you feel that happiness is the truth.
Were you ever really not happy on the opposite end?
Yeah, I grew up feeling like I grew up in hell.
Where'd you grow up?
Albuquerque.
And what made you think it was hell?
Oh, suffering. You know, like my parents were alcoholics, so they were absent, and I've been transgender since I was 1, but I couldn't start until long after I'd already left my family.
So one thing that you're thinking about as you talk to people like this is how much of what they are saying is true. For example, this first guy we met, AI researcher, played ping pong in Milwaukee. I have no idea how much of what he was saying was true. 50%, 80%? Apparently in the comments they said he actually is an AI researcher, so maybe all of it, I have no idea. But to me, this is a really cool example of what happens when outsiders create their own place. And I think this is necessary in society. Otherwise, we all be gray and blobby and just marching in a straight line. These are people that want to switch things up, and that's, I think, good for the culture. So thank you, Slab City. I really enjoyed being there. So we come back from the deserts of Slab City, and we head to a group called Punk Rock Fight Club.
Punk Rock Fight Club! Punk rock. It's loud. It's in your face. And it doesn't give a f*** about the rules.
One of the missions of this channel is to find one-of-one characters, and Knucklehead Tom certainly fits this bill. He runs a Muay Thai gym in California, and he runs a crew called Punk Rock Fight Club. And I got to be an honorary member for a day. First, this is them throwing me into a Muay Thai practice and making me sprint until I felt like I was gonna poop my pants.
With the devil, I got drums like I'm in a band and I rock them.
Big dog's gotta eat, right?
Big dog's gotta eat, baby.
I'm gassed.
3, 2, 1.
Ready, set, go!
Came straight from the Murder Creek, now shot right like
Big dog's gotta eat.
How you guys feeling?
Dead, man.
Shit. Shouldn't have smoked that last cigarette.
Hope you had fun, bro. Yeah. You guys gassed me. For the beast right here, man. Here's the beast.
And later that night, we joined them in an event that I heard was gonna be absolute ruckus, pandemonium, and chaos. A Punk Rock Fight Club concert.
You can't look at this world and not say people are interesting. I love all the different types of people that are out here, and this stuff is awesome. I love it.
Punk Rock Fight Club! Punk Rock Fight Club!
Fists are flying, confetti's going everywhere, and then all at once, the crowd starts to merge and starts to mosh, and we're jumping around. It just felt like the peak of boyhood, when you're just exuberant and happy and you have no care in the world, and it was just an experience of pure joy. And I think as adults that we lose that somehow. The world squashes out of us, like we're too cool to dance or we're too cool to high five and whoop and holler. And the Punk Rock Fight Club had a moment of that for us, which I find very valuable and cathartic and enjoyable. So thank you, Punk Rock Fight Club and Knucklehead Tom. We wish you guys the best. And we leave the chaos of the Punk Rock Fight Club to go meet this guy, Westmont Rich.
They say I'll be having whole struck. They say I'm a star and they know that I'm up in my
Okay.
Have you ever met a pigeon racer, a dog breeder, a guy from South Central LA that has his entire face and body covered in tattoos? This should give you a flavor of what he's like.
I'm Tommy. Nice to meet you. What's up? You're the first person I think I've ever met that owns their own pet shop.
No, I told myself I'm gonna own a pet store on this block. 20 years later, we got the pet store right here, you know what I'm saying?
So how'd you get this idea as a kid? Like, did you watch a lot of Steve Irwin, or like what made you say?
Yeah, Steve Irwin, my dad, you know what I'm saying? We had pits in the backyard my whole life, my uncle. We had birds, pigeons, and we had dogs.
You're not suffocating me?
Can you breathe?
I have to have kids soon, so if he gets my penis, it's not that big of a target, but if he gets it, my wife's gonna be mad. Yeah, okay. Okay, I'm gonna desuit.
Most people be scared to take bites, you know what I'm saying? Tommy's a real dude, you know what I'm saying? He took a bite.
How you feeling, Keegan?
This is gonna be fun.
How do you think your mother would feel about this?
Let's not tell her about it.
Okay, cool. He's looking at you like a ribeye, dude.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Hey, put down the gas and I pick up my cup. I walk and they stare, I be having whole struck. They say I'm a star, they know that I'm up and my name ain't
okay, Keegan?
I got the bucks. Fuck on my house, man, they all gotta die. Get hit with that burner, your ass gon' be fried. These niggas faking, they stay switching to my shoes.
He was a breath of fresh air. A guy that is giving back to the community, has a passion for animals and is chasing something that he loves to do, and a guy that I find some things in common with. We both oftentimes find ourselves in situations that we don't quite belong. He's talking to these rich Chinese, French, German, all these sorts of foreign entrepreneurs and really wealthy people that are racing pigeons.
When you walk in, simply because you got your face well decorated, do people do a lot of second takes when they see you? They're like, damn, this guy's for real.
Indiana Hoosier, which is the biggest race in the United States, most people was between 40 to 80. Probably 90% of them was Caucasian. Everybody was super happy. Everybody like, where's my whole lot of.
And he's this black guy from South Central LA that's got tattoos on his face, and he's doing just fine. Which to me shows the power of this. If you go somewhere with good intentions, you bring people value, and you got a nice smile, and you know how to crack a joke, you can go just about anywhere in the world, I think. So thank you, Westmont Rich, for our experience with you. And now, we head to the Bronx to meet with a drill rapper named Sha G's. I'm gonna tell you about something that never aired into the final cut, which was a potential drive-by scare. We were sitting on the playground shooting the breeze, and all of a sudden a guy with a moped sped by, and a few members of Sha G's crews got all startled and kind of antsy.
Do people ever do sightsee shit on mopeds around here? Was that guy messing with us at all, or what?
Don't record that part, bro. Everything's safe, bro. Niggas is not playing around, bro. Niggas on that right here, bro.
Me and my crew didn't get scared because we have no mental map of drive-bys happening on a moped. We thought, oh, maybe if there's a car driving by, we should be scared, but a moped didn't register with us. And to think that that's something that New York does is really wild to me. Or to think that you might grow up in an area where someone might grab a gun, jump on a moped, and shoot you is just a reality that's hard for me to comprehend. Next, we head to the studio, and what happens next is quite interesting. Have you guys ever had something crazy go down in the studio before?
We had Pop Smoke here.
Yeah, that whole video, that classic video of Pop Smoke in the studio singing Dior.
Pop Smoke, they know I'm wildin' if I'm on the island, I'm snatching this shit.
What was that like?
I was here that night. That shit was crazy.
Yeah, it must have been electric.
I didn't realize we'd be going to the studio where Pop Smoke had recorded the hit song Dior, which as of speaking right now has 570 million views on YouTube. I mean, this was a massive song. And one thing that we talked about with the producers and the guys that worked at the studio was the impact of drill music. Ever have to be careful booking a session with different drill rappers to make sure they don't...
We gotta talk about we have to know about the politics and shit.
So you kind of have to do a little bit of homework before you book people? Have you ever had something go down here where it's like, what do you see as the impact of drill music?
It's more of a trend kind of thing, a quick way to get popping or like, you know, start your own thing, you know?
A lot of it just like people talking shit to each other, or do you feel like the kids take it very seriously that they actually want to like gun each other down?
It's beef, but like, I don't think a lot of these people are really like that.
Everything has a yin and yang to it. I think some people can listen to drill music and they go to the gym or they go to a wrestling practice. But drill music undeniably has led to a lot of violence. I mean, if you're a little kid getting brought up on drill music and you also live in a crazy environment where the behaviors in that drill music are reality, it kind of preps you for that life. So let me ask you guys with kids out there, would you let your kids listen to drill music? Is it good for them? Is it like the argument that video games cause violence, or is it really just how the kids raised and how they're parented? So that concludes our journey into New York with Sha G's and his crew. And now I'm going to take you into the dangerous world of underground graffiti. And we tap in with a mysterious character named Bushcamp. Now, he essentially started off by threatening me, Keegan, and Miguel.
Nice to meet you, Bushcamp.
Nice to meet you.
How you doing?
Nice to meet you. Cameraman, how you doing? Do me a favor, cut off the camera real quick. Yeah. Cut it off.
What happened next is Bushcamp told us I'm a dangerous man, a very dangerous man, and that he had done time for the murder of another man, basically saying don't trifle with him, which we weren't planning to anyways. We were here for the graffiti.
Of all the videos we filmed, it's kind of funny that a graffiti guy's been the one that threatens us the most. But nonetheless, we follow him and we sneak into some underground pathways and we find ourselves in a train tunnel. Let's bring you down to the tunnels.
You good?
Smooth land. It's definitely a little...
This way. Turn off the camera.
Is there a train coming?
Yeah.
Can we get out here?
Yeah.
You guys looks like our spot.
Yeah, this is gonna be our spot.
So one question I have. It seems like guys they like to master their tag and just do that hundreds and hundreds of times. Like what keeps you from trying to paint a giraffe or, you know, like why the tag over and over?
Some dudes paint the same thing over and over because they didn't feel they mastered it. So to master stuff, you gotta constantly do it over and over.
So it's kind of like the Bruce Lee mentality that, you know, to master a kick, you need to hit it 10,000 times.
Yeah,
that's what.
But 10,000 times may not be your number.
Now, folks, we sit back, relax, watch an artist at work.
Now, in hindsight, we were very casual about this video. We were kind of just enjoying ourselves, not really aware of the danger. But in situations that you go where it's one way in, one way out, you have to be very careful strategically. At one point during the graffiti, a group of uniformed New Yorkers walked in. Let's roll the tape.
Your voice. I think it's just people talking.
Look, so let's go. You all right? You all right? Yeah.
You're not supposed to be here, you know that, right?
Yes.
Put the camera away. You gotta go. Look at all cops, alright?
Alright.
Now, we were lucky that this was the fire department and not the police, but it's easy that they could have called the police department. So we needed to get out of there, lay low, and it was gonna be a few hours before we came back to finish the job. And this is another one that we kind of considered pushing out, but we knew to really make this video complete, we had to go back. So in true fashion, boots on the ground.
Drink.
Testing our luck a little bit coming back here, but we take risks. Let's watch Bushcamp finish this out.
To me, I think graffiti is really cool. Graffiti and murals can really brighten up and liven up a city. It gives it flavor, it makes it pop, and it makes you feel just alive. And to be an artist, to be a renegade, is someone special. So thank you to Bushcamp for taking us through the New York tunnels. And the next leg of our journey takes us to Detroit to meet with the rapper who's a wordsmith, he's unorthodox, he's a funky man through and through. We meet, folks, with the legendary Babytron.
Got a CDL. Why this be preaching like she real but got a BBL? If I ever fell off, it was on the trampoline.
It's weird how things work out, because I had no idea that one day this channel was going to be one of the premier channels in the hip-hop world. That big rappers and up-and-coming rappers would look at this channel as an opportunity to help build their brand. I think eventually this channel will be to rappers what Joe Rogan is to comedians, or Theo Von is to comedians. When you go on that show to promote your tour, your Netflix special, I think rappers are going to be viewing this as that. It's just interesting to me how things can come about completely by accident in life. When you put your foot on the gas and you're marching down the right path, there's kind of a momentum that happens, and good things just start to build and build and build and grow exponentially. And so Babytron was the first big, well-known rapper that this channel landed. I'm always blown away by the kind of money that rappers spend on jewelry. Babytron takes us to Hutch, his favorite jeweler, and we see what he's into. Let's check it out.
What are you considering to add to your wardrobe right now?
I'm looking for some buffs. I got some white ones and some black ones, but I haven't seen my black ones in like months, so I'm scared that I lost them on tour somewhere.
You've seen rappers, you've heard of rappers go broke in like 2 years because they just buy millions and millions of dollars of properties, cars, jewelry. What do you do to navigate that realm?
Not spend too much of a percentage of my money on jewelry. Like I gotta make a certain amount before I spend a certain amount. There it goes, collection right here.
Yeah. Shitty Boys,
yeah,
Dog Shit Militia, the brand of Hutch.
Yeah, the Hip Hop Lab. This is my manager logo. And Scam, long live Scam.
Millimeter Sky Dollar. That's what 80,000 look like on your wrist.
What are buffs?
Well, you feel me? Those are Cartier Buffaloes.
Buffaloes, dude.
And you got the mirror challenge.
I'm gonna ask you this in a whisper so I don't embarrass myself, but sir, how much do these cost?
2,800, something like.
You think this is my style?
I ain't gonna lie, Sandra. You killing them.
Now, something that I didn't expect is that I would be in a studio making a song with Babytron and the Shitty Boys. Now, I have no idea if this song will ever be released, but let me show you my verse and you can tell me how I did.
Witness. Knock, knock, who's that? It's me with the bag. Now I'm in the trap with certified trap. I done seen 2 G's turn into 50 racks. Guaranteed I got the shit that break your baby mama's back. Big dogs gotta eat like wolf. When you speak on me, you better say the truth. I'm the big dog prodigy. Yo, I gotta be. And I'm signing off. Yo, it's Tommy G.
I used to freestyle all the time when I was a young man, and it's nice that my rap skills finally got put to use. Babytron, Lando Bando, if you guys want to release the song, I mean, you can. Go for it. Go for it. We leave the friendly environment of Babytron and the Shitty Boys, and we go to a place that's called Murderville. Murderville. We tap in with a local rapper named Gigi, and this is what happens next.
They gotta check in with me, y'all. They know what time it is, bro.
When I was walking through this area called Murderville, and these guys were strapped to the gills with guns, it just didn't really seem like the trenches to me. I mean, it seemed like a working class neighborhood, and the only reason it was gangster was because of these guys that we were hanging out with. In fact, we have an interaction with one of the neighbors. Let's show you how that went.
I used to live right here. We leaving?
Yeah, we security. What is it like when you're just in your house and all of a sudden a squadron of young men walk around like this?
Well, makes me inquisitive.
Certainly.
I kind of want to know, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think you have cojones that you would come out and ask, because I know...
I'm not afraid of you guys, man. You look armed. He might be. Either that or he's glad to see me.
Sometimes I try and do little to no research before I meet people so that I can just dive into the world fresh. We came to realize that Gigi had done over a dozen robberies when he was 15 years old.
Extortion gang, my member from extortion gang.
How'd you come up with that name?
That billionaire black label. Take his shit. Take his shit. That's how we got that shit. Take his shit. Extortion shit. Take his shit. They know how we do it.
How do you feel if someone tried to take your shit?
He gonna get blamed. Try to take my shit.
Was this a guy I should have researched better? I don't know, but he treated us with a lot of hospitality and everything worked out well. But it's always interesting. You never know the guy that you're talking to, what they've done. And sometimes I don't even want to know what somebody's done, because I do believe in second chances, and I believe that what someone did when they were 15, maybe when they're 20, they've matured and they've grown up. And one of my best friends on planet Earth robbed 4 banks when he was in his 20s. So I don't like to judge a book by its cover. I like to just explore people for what they are and make an impression on the spot. So we appreciate Murderville for the warm welcome, but now we fly to New York to go to the Diamond District, and we talk to jeweler and entrepreneur Trax NYC.
Kodak asked us to make these for his team.
Can I interest you in the finest gold in NYC? Who has made jewelry for some of the biggest icons in the world today. People like Kodak Black, Mr. Beast, Logan Paul, Busta Rhymes, and in fact, speaking of Busta Rhymes, I get to wear his chain. Let's roll that clip right now.
You gotta be careful with that chain because this might be Busta Rhymes', you know what I'm saying? He's actually supposed to be picking it up soon.
He might slap me.
Sorry, Mr. Busta Rhymes. Mr. Busta Rhymes. I know that you're wearing that chain and it looks fresher on you than it does on me, and I hope I didn't scratch it. I'm gonna take you to a place where we're gonna be surrounded by millions and millions of dollars of jewelry.
I'll tell you the whole store, like this one, is somewhere around like 25 million in inventory total.
Let's actually take you underground to where the production happens.
Just doing some setting over here. sapphires. This needs to go to Eric to be polished.
You're putting in diamond by diamond or sapphire by sapphire?
Yeah, sapphire by sapphire is exactly what he's doing. So, you know what I'm saying? Real production. So again, remember guys, you know, a lot of people will tell you a bunch of bullshit. I'm gonna tell you how to actually make money, and that is through building wealth. And this is how it's done. Now, he does his part, he does his part, he does that part, I do mine. And then you get a profitable product. This is our factory right here for polishing. This is what Eric does. He does all the work, and he's been working with me for 10 years or more. He runs this polishing factory. He polishes all the jewelry.
With a lot of things in life, we see the final product and we don't really picture the work that goes on behind the scenes. But when you think about a nice dripped out Rolex, each diamond is individually placed by someone with tweezers and glasses, and they're bent over a table. It takes an awful lot of work for it to become that final piece that you wear out in public and flash. I appreciate the people that make the world go round behind the scenes that sometimes don't get the credit that they deserve. For the final part of this, I want to explore if the American dream is still alive. Let's talk to Trax and see his thoughts about this.
What do you say to the people that are struggling out there? Any words of inspiration?
If you're struggling out there, there's a very, very high chance that there's a road to a place where you're going to be extremely happy. But it's up to you to find that road. I'm gonna load up this Trax pack. Each one of these ounces is $2 grand. Let's see if somebody wants them for free. Sir, you are smart. Sir? A free sample of Trax pack? Sir, free sample of a Trax pack. Ma'am, anybody, please.
Can I interest you in the finest gold in NYC? It's literally free gold.
Trax pack, sir?
Can I interest someone in the finest gold in New York?
Yes. We got a winner.
Here you go, sir.
You gotta give it to him. He said
what
yes.
What is this? That is
it's an ounce of gold.
Oh my God!
Trax is living proof that anybody with the right idea, the right work ethic, and a little bit of luck can really make something of themselves in this life. So I encourage you, whatever you're chasing, keep your foot on the gas. And the journey might pivot a little bit. You might start off as a prankster and become a documentary filmmaker. Life has an interesting way where you can't predict what's gonna happen, but if you work hard enough, I think the universe tends to reward you. So stay encouraged. If you feel lost, stay in the path, and eventually you'll find something that you really like. So thanks Trax for welcoming us into his empire. And now folks, we're gonna head across the river to meet with some Jewish folks and celebrate a holiday called Purim, where it's kind of mandatory according to some interpretations of the Torah to get way drunk and way crazy. Let's take you to the Jews. So folks, we filmed this way before the conflict in the Middle East started bubbling up. And there's some things I want to point out about the Jewish people that I learned. I was really struck by their friendliness, by their hospitality, by their generosity, by the way they did community. They had a conservative and very educated culture. I mean, I didn't talk to one person that I thought was dumb. And I talked to a lot of people there. They were a smart bunch and I was quite impressed by them. When people think of the memes of Purim, I think they think of the dancing. Let's show you how some of the dancing turned out. Now, I've been a lot of places, but it's very rare that I get kicked out of a place. I was in a synagogue dancing, and we were talking to some of the fellows, and they were educating us on the tradition and the history, when I think I just asked the wrong question. I mean, I don't know. You tell me what you think from this clip.
I see that he's giving business advice right here and talking about money.
That's right.
Was he a wealthy man?
The Rebbe was the wealthiest person in the world spiritually and materially and everything, you name it. We're not speaking.
Was he a billionaire?
We're not speaking here about material wealth in the sense of, you know, how many zeros you got in your bank account. We're speaking about a person whose entire life is devoted 100% to the Almighty. That means every single second of the day.
Do you feel like you're putting this rabbi on the same pedestal that Christians would put Jesus?
Oh, well, that we're gonna save for another time. I don't.
But you're talking about him like he can't fail, like he's like.
We're gonna leave that maybe for another discussion.
The answer is no. If you want to leave the explanation for another time.
Yeah. So he's gonna take you out now. Okay. Thank you guys. It was a pleasure. Hopefully I was able to help.
So after these fellas kicked us out, we went to a house of made men in the Jewish community, movers and shakers, people of means and wealth. And they had as their guest one of the most famous singers in their community, Avram Fried. We weren't allowed to film much in this house, but here's what we caught on camera.
We have another belt called the Asira.
Shortly after arriving, we were instructed to no longer film because this was a very exclusive gathering with one of the most famous Jewish singers of all time there. So we respected their wishes and enjoyed the music with the camera off. This is one of those videos that we really walked away with just a very good feeling in our hearts. We just had so much friendliness and joy in our hearts from meeting all these folks. And with all the conflict going on in the world, I want to say this because we'll get to the Muslims later in this episode, but I think the Jews and the Muslims have much more in common than they might like to admit. We've stayed with communities of both. And to me, they both are very smart, very family-oriented, generous, and friendly. And I wish that we could see more of that in this world. In a world that tries to divide, look for ways to unite. Shout out to Yitzi, and thank you to our Jewish friends for the hospitality. And now, folks, the next leg of the journey takes us to a backyard fight club, Street Beefs. As a special treat in this video, we're going to show you some unaired clips of a total slugfest that occurred. Here's the highlight reel.
Keep your guard up! Keep your guard up! Keep your guard up! Let him swing the rope! Body! 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 Hey! Body! Hey! No fight! Come on! Yeah! Fight! Yeah! 3, 2, 1!
What I was impressed with every single fight we saw is these guys had heart. These guys were sluggers. These guys were going after it. They were fighting like it was a championship in the UFC. And that's the kind of dog I like to see in a fight.
Fight!
Go! Right back. Right back. Yes, sir.
In the heat of the moment, El Macho interpreted this as an elbow. This was Havoc's response.
Get the f out of here with that shit.
Hey, 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 hey!
Now this gentleman is facing the challenger, recovering and having to fight, continue fighting, while dealing with the pain of a testicular impact.
Again, go create that distance, throw the number! Distance, throw the number!
To me, it's interesting how the sport of fighting brings people together. Here was a heartwarming moment where we got to capture the promoter of the event, Weirdo, connecting with his dad, who he didn't know for most of his childhood, and they met through Street Beefs.
Just want to give a mad shout out to the dude right here in the blue sweatshirt. Yeah, that's my long lost biological father I found last year, and he is a pivotal part in the making of this. So if you get a chance, thank him. He absolutely loves marijuana, so there's that too.
Anthony, you said that's your long lost father. You found him a year ago.
Yeah.
How'd you find him a year ago?
23andMe was just like, he's your dad. And I was like, okay.
What was it like after all these years, finding your son and realizing, oh, he runs his own Street Beefs operation? What was that like?
Pretty cool. When I first found out about Anthony and saw that he was a fighter, and I said, you know what, that is my boy.
Now we take you to one of the highlights of the day, which was seeing Hell on Wheels fight. Hell on Wheels is a guy in a wheelchair who has gotten into the Street Beefs cage dozens of times. This guy is an animal. He was a very inspirational character, and I'm glad we got to meet him. Here's a little clip of him fighting.
Come on. Come on. Y'all know who it is. It's the one and only, the hyped up hippie, the man Hell on Wheels. Stephen A. Smith from ESPN. I got a message for you, man. Why in the f we still talking about Aaron Rodgers? Come and get the first take on Hell on Wheels. Let's get this party! Fight! Where the f Moose, little bitch ass? Where the f you at? Strap. Just be strapped by other hands. Hopefully my second opponent shows up here to the yard. We're gonna get another one in for the fans today.
Can you tell the people more about your story?
About 3 years ago, I was an out of shape fat kid in a wheelchair. I showed up to the OG yard. I kept working, I've now had 30 plus fights.
You've had 30 plus fights.
27 of those fights are against like regular leg having people. Only 3 of them have been against other wheelchair guys. Undefeated against wheelchair guys, period, point blank.
So thank you, Street Beefs. Thank you, Wero, for bringing us in. And now we get to meet one of the rare creatures in hip hop today, BLP Kosher.
Yo!
Hey, let it kick back like an angry horse and make him hit the hay. Spider bites it all, trap the trap.
If you look at BLP Kosher like you look at Pokemon, this is Mewtwo that we're catching right here. Like, this is a guy that you don't see in the wild too often, and when you see him, everyone stops to look. He's a very unique character, so this is us meeting him and Trapland Pat and greeting kids as they come out of school.
How you doing?
I love you. Dog. Good, Tommy Jew.
Good to meet you.
Good to meet you too. What's good?
Coach, you just did your first show and it looked crazy. The crowd was into it.
That shit was crazy, bro.
How does it feel?
Bro, I was like shaking before that shit. I was like, I ain't gonna lie, I got stage fright, and then I got up on that shit. I was like, now I want to do more shows now, shit. I ain't gonna lie.
To me, it's really cool when rappers give back time to the youth, because I think that's who they inspire often. And some rappers are too cool, too busy to talk to kids. So to see Trapland Pat and BLP Kosher shake hands and take pictures with every single kid that wanted to, that to me is special and why I think they're gonna be stars for a long, long time. We wish you guys the best in 2024. And now we leave Deerfield to explore the game of dice. But before we get into dice, when you're getting into a sketchy area, it's to put some humor into the air. So here's me making fun of this guy for his chicken.
What you got on that motherfucker?
The word on the street that I heard is you don't use any seasoning. Are these the mayonnaise wings you were talking about?
Yeah, mayonnaise wings.
The game of dice is a game that urban gentlemen love to play. And in my suburban background, I never learned it or even really came across it. So I needed to meet with a local, Pat Sajak, to show me the ropes and see, can I become a world dice champion?
I whipped your ass yesterday.
A couple days ago, not that.
No. Right back, right back.
A 4 is a win?
Yeah, cause that's what I roll. I had to roll a 4 before.
Before them over holding up dice too long. Show the people how you get down. No?
Oh, there you go. There you go. I'm finna let Tommy shoot, man. Go pick you 2 dice, man.
Let me feel us out a little bit.
Get up there.
Oh, you won. Get to it.
I'm putting that away for safekeeping, all right?
Yeah, I know it, buddy.
Oh, pick up. Get all that. Get all that.
If I'm being completely forthright with you folks, I still have no idea how to play dice. I think I would need a few more times to really get what was going on. Pat, on your next couple rolls, I'm wishing you luck and hopefully you win a lot of money. So now folks, we meet a different type of gambler. An entrepreneur. We meet Zane Jane, a solar entrepreneur who's worth $400 million, and Eric Spofford, a drug treatment center entrepreneur and former heroin addict who's now worth over $100 million. Let's meet these millionaires and check them out.
Zane, nice to meet you.
What's up, Zane? Awesome to meet you, man. I used to grow up. It was like a 500 square foot apartment, and you would open up the window, your view was another brick building. When I first made like my first dollars, it wasn't getting a nice car. The first thing I did was I moved into a high rise with a crazy view because I was like, to me, that's the most inspiring thing anyone can have. I run many businesses, but my main business is a company called Better Earth Solar. We're a residential solar company. So we put on a solar system, we power up your house, you have all the off-grid capabilities. I went to college, I was there for a year. I dropped out of college, I was like, F this, I'm gonna go sell solar.
And what'd you do last month in business?
Almost $40 million. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
So Zane, do you think you can become a billionaire?
100%.
And how old are you now?
27.
And when do you think you'll be a billionaire?
By 30.
How many employees do you have?
650 W2 and 3,000 contractors.
And those are your sales guys?
Those are sales guys, yeah. And you have guys there that maybe work for 3 months and make a few grand, and you have guys there that work for 3 months and make $1 million.
What would you say your net worth is now?
Company-wide, 400 million.
We're here at Island Garden Marina. This is the most exclusive marina here in Miami.
Let's meet the host of the yacht, Eric Spofford.
Tell us where we are right now.
We're on my 92-foot yacht called the Bonus Rounds. I have a coaching program for entrepreneurs and business owners. We have about 40 of our members on the boat that have flown in from all around the country. Deals are happening, coaching's happening. I grew up just north of Boston, about 40 minutes north of the city. I started getting involved in drugs and alcohol at a young age. I started smoking pot and selling pot.
So far, that's what we have in common with both you and Zane in your entrepreneurial journey, was selling weed was your first flip.
14 years old was my first ever massive drug purchase and sell.
I swear to God that selling drugs is a better MBA in business than you can get in college. I'm just saying it taught me a lot. When I was 14 years old in 1999, Oxycontin was just hitting the scene.
Don't be afraid to take what they give you. Often, it will be an opioid medication.
Creating this opioid epidemic, but he brought over a 40 milligram Oxycontin pill and we crushed it up and I sniffed half and he sniffed half and it birthed an opiate addiction in me on the spot. On December 7th of 2006, after a robbery gone bad where I had robbed a guy for $82 with a kitchen knife, that's when I got into sobriety and I've been consistently sober and in recovery since then. I started this sober house in October of 2008. It was me and 11 guys that lived in a house and I helped them get sober and I helped them change their lives. And that grew into one of the largest providers of addiction treatment on the East Coast. We did $55 million a year in top line revenue. But I sold that business for $115 million.
Here were some of the conversations we had with people on that yacht.
What brings you guys here?
Networking, man. Solid about it, man. I moved to Miami, it's like no brainer, you know?
Seek guidance.
Mentorship, vision.
What kind of industries are you guys in?
I'm in the audio, video, smart home.
Content creation industry.
All things real estate.
I'm in e-commerce.
I do AI consulting.
The restaurant, food and beverage industry.
OnlyFans management. Luxury jewelry. Real estate. Consulting space. Podcasting.
Solar, baby.
Sales.
What's the most you ever made in a month?
One time I made 180,000 in a day.
150.
300K? 37 grand. 350,000? 52 grand?
60,000.
15, 16? Probably over $1 million.
What's the most you ever lost in a day or a month?
I lost 50K in one investment. Some guy scammed me. 10, 15K investments.
$60,000 of inventory to spoilage.
Like 150,000. A few $1 million.
First I had to figure out how to dress to even get into this fancy restaurant that Jordan was taking us to. Here's how that went.
I spent $35 on Amazon where I was trying to replicate. Where's this? I'm from Milwaukee and I don't know how to dress and I'm trying to figure out what to wear to a club tonight.
How would you rate this fit, 1 out of 10?
A strong 8. If you're in Miami, this is the way to go.
What about the Crocs?
You gotta get rid of the Crocs.
Okay. Is it possible on a budget of like $60 to get a shirt here? Is there anything that I can get?
Wow. I don't think I have anything that low.
I think I gotta go to Zara. 40 bucks, okay.
Now we're in the right bracket.
Thank you, you too.
And now I found myself in this restaurant at a table. Somehow it came about that we were gonna order bottle service. Now, I'm a pretty frugal guy. I said, how much does this cost? I was told about $1,000, 1,200 bucks for one bottle. I don't even really like alcohol. Being that not everything is about money, but in large part this channel is about the experience, I decided to take a dive into this world and see what it was like to be a baller for a night. I've had $1 beers on the beach of Costa Rica with friends that were way better than this $1,000 bottle. I think it goes to show that money, while it can get you in the door somewhere, it doesn't make you happy. There's actually plenty of millionaires and billionaires that are depressed, sad, even suicidal. So while striving for money is definitely, I think, a worthy goal because it can unlock a lot of doors in your life, it's not the end all be all. You can still be a total turd and have a lot of money. So we leave the luxuries of Miami and we go back to my hometown of Milwaukee. And this one we experiment with new technology, AI. I had seen a video by Casey Neistat where he follows a script that AI made for him. And it was a great video. So I decided to do it in my own blend. Take it to the hood of Milwaukee and meet with rapper and comedian Big Frank, where AI controlled our life for a day.
AI is controlling my life. I don't even know what's real anymore. Am I in Miami? Am I in outer space? Am I in the year 2050? Or am I in my basement? Today, AI is gonna be controlling my life, telling me what to do. We have no idea what the robots are gonna ask us to do.
Tommy G, kiss Big Frank.
Hey, yo! What are your thoughts going through your head right now, Big Frank?
I'm scared as hell.
What if they tell us to do something crazy? Do we have to listen to the robots?
Yeah.
You have to tell ChatGPT what you want from it. This is the script I wrote. Your first impression right now, Big Frank?
It's mind blowing because they just came up with all that.
This is a robot coming up with everything off the top of its head right now. Ever heard of AI before?
It's like basically a robot. Let's say I make a song, I can transform it to Drake type shit.
It could say, write a song in the style of Drake. Write 8 bars right now and it'll tell us. Yeah, I'm in the game. They call me the real deal. Got the flow so smooth, it's like a fresh meal.
Hey, G, they just came with a whole go, brother folks.
Is that blowing your mind?
Hell yeah.
Do we get taken over by robots or does the human race survive?
Us? Because we made the robots.
Is there anything you want to ask AI before we go?
Literally ask anything.
Who's smarter?
Holy shit.
Tommy, I ain't reading all that now.
The concept of intelligence is multifaceted and complex, making it difficult to compare human and computer intelligence. Which I agree with that answer. I feel like
that's fair.
Let's hit the streets.
We out here.
One big question I have about AI is, in the future, what's going to be considered real art? As we speak right now, there are people that are AI generating entire books, scripts to a TV show, YouTube intros, everything completely written by a robot. So what is true art? Will the best movies in the future be written by a robot or by a human like you? I don't know, but this is what happened when we gave the AI a prompt to write a Moneybag Yo song for Big Frank to recreate. Here's what happened.
What's a good rapper to emulate? Like,
let me do Moneybag Yo.
Yeah.
All right, it's set up. All you have to do is just replace the word.
Pause for the brains behind the operation. Keegan. Give me 2 verses and a chorus. This is the power of AI. Look at this shit.
Yeah, she bad, she know it. In the club, she always showing. That body moving, eyes glowing. Got the whole club flowing. You know, do your little thing with it. Let me hear that shit.
It's just hard to believe that this is our future. Like that this is, you type the right thing in and 2 seconds later, a song is written for you.
I always love filming with Big Frank. He's a good guy, and it's always nice to be in the hometown. But now, we go across the pond to Flint, Michigan, which is still a place that you probably don't want to try the water. And we went there where local gangster rapper YSR Grams was going to take us around the treacherous hood of Flint, Michigan.
A whole lot of dangerous shit.
Now when you pull up, you never know what you're going to expect. Some crews are really laid back and calm. Other crews are toting pipes and there's a chaotic energy in the air. When we got to Flint, these guys were toting more pipes than a plumber.
How you doing? Good, how you doing?
Tell the people where we are right now.
We're in Beecher, Michigan, man. You got your gun on you?
No, I don't have a gun yet.
You need a gun right now?
I'm good. I don't want to get my fingerprints on too many things.
I'm gonna say, we'll let you hold one out there, for real, you straight.
If I'm looking to buy a gun, how much do I need to invest?
Shit, I don't know, I bought $425 for this little baby Glock right here.
We call this LeBeau City. We call this LSP.
Right now.
We do this shit though. That's how we coming around here.
Hey, look, Call of Duty. You gotta confirm the kill. You gotta confirm the kill, man.
I almost wondered if we were meeting the militia of Flint. These guys were strapped to the teeth. More blicks than a lighter shop. More glizzies than a hot dog stand. Now, I don't know where you live, but my guess is it's not nearly as abandoned as Flint, Michigan. There's a lot of places in the Midwest that actually look like this, and it's pretty alarming. When most people picture America, they don't think of a block where half the houses are boarded up. So, walking into these abandos with guys that have a lot of blicks, you never know what you're gonna walk into. Are there gonna be junkies in there? Are there gonna be squatters? Is the house gonna collapse because we're walking in with 10 people? But I just want us to think about what our mentality as a kid might be like if when you walk outside, you go to school, you go to the park, you look around and houses like this are normal to see. The dilapidation is normal to see. I think it would affect your psyche. And I think it definitely shapes the way that these guys operate and have been brought up. Here's what happened when we explored an abando. Here's what happened when we explored an abando together.
What are the chances you think humans are inside of this place?
Fiends and shit probably sleeping in there. I know you said you want to go in there, but we ain't gonna try to go into the floor. We can go in there a little bit, but
we don't want
the motherfucker might cave in.
You don't feel like falling through the basement today?
Let me go in first. If I fall in, I ain't got shit going anyway. Shit. There's lighters everywhere and shit. They got the little. Somebody got look, it's residue all on it.
This is a scary movie.
But this house,
Used to be a beautiful house. I ain't gonna lie, cause I went to school with the people who used to stay here.
The north side, this how it be. I just do some of that.
Ghost in this boat.
From the ceiling to ceiling.
Dog, for real though.
This where they put the crack, they chop that bitch down, put it in the pipe and smoke.
Now folks, I was in for a surprise. I don't consider myself a gangster rapper, so never did I think that I'd be making a song with gangster rappers. It doesn't fit. But sure enough, I was in the studio, and on the spot, I was expected to come up with some bars. And if I'm being honest in my performance, I'm actually pretty pleased. Here's how my bars turned out. You tell me if they were good or complete shit.
And I'm a dropout. I'm going crazy on the shit, yeah, I'm going kamikaze. Step up in the booth and my name Muhammad Ali. Yo, baby mommy, she want my salami. So I serve it up raw, no games like Jumanji. I just drill in this bitch, they should put me in the zoo. Pandemic flow, you would think I got the flu.
That wraps up our time in Flint. But now, we cover one of the biggest stories we broke of the year. Investigating the internet's most famous scammer with Punch Made Dev.
What would you say if you met a scammer in real life?
Seeing a higher percentage increase. Oh, you need a pill, I used to press those. I came a long way, I won't forget my favorite custo. Now I got the fiends hooked, it's hard to say no. When they come back, they say they love the pills, I know I list those. I can't lie, the process wasn't perfect, I killed my tester. I gotta pay respects to my fiend Heather.
Little did I think that this would be the most reacted to video on YouTube for the next 24 or 48 hours after we published it. I'm pretty stupid when it comes to scamming and hacking and the internet. Growing up, my brother was the guy that was really good at all that stuff. He got into the dark web and the Silk Road, and he's currently a coder for some of the biggest companies in the country. Like, my brother is wicked smart when it comes to computers. So I honestly was very cautious approaching Punch Made Dev. I legitimately hid my wallet before I met him. This is what that looked like.
We don't know how good of a scammer he is, but I'm putting my wallet with my credit cards in the glove box.
Here's the impression we got of him right off the bat when we met.
You look like you're out of a movie scene, dude. A character from GTA or something.
I'm a f***ing 99 overall 2K player.
What's your social security number?
I got yours.
How hard is it to scam somebody with just their wallet?
Bro, there's actually this device, you could put it right up to your f***ing like wallet. You got that chip on it?
That's what we researched, and that's why we hid our credit cards from you.
You say you hit the credit cards?
Yeah.
Oh, it's too late. Let's say I got it in my pocket like that, or like just like this on some shit.
And you can just walk up to me and be like,
my bad, bro.
Oh, and then I
oh God, I have everything. Yes, I'm Tommy G now after that.
Now picture this: you have my credit card and debit card. You just ran my account empty. Do you feel bad?
Nah, bank's gonna give you the money back. You ever heard of like a TLO lookup? Like if I had your first and last name, your social will come up, everything. I could probably find you real quick.
No.
Ooh, you're 29, eh? It's your birthday? You got a criminal record.
Yeah, I got arrested once.
Damn, what for?
I did a prank channel. I had a fake ball sack that I had hanging out in my pants. And an old couple thought I was really showing them my ball sack, so they arrested me for indecent exposure.
A registered offender?
No, I'm not a registered sex offender. How do you describe yourself in the scamming world?
I feel like the whole world's a scam, but they just look at me as a bad guy.
Robin Hood was well liked because he took from the rich and gave to the poor.
Yeah.
Do you view yourself as a modern day Robin Hood?
Take from the rich and give to the poor. I really take from the poor and then the rich is me.
He showed us some little scams, but for this next scene, he was gonna be showing us how to commit a wire fraud, which is a major crime.
That's right there, 430K. I'm about to wire that to this account that I got my hands on. I'm gonna try to just do a quick 10 real quick.
Oh, how nice of you, Dev. You're only taking 10 racks instead of
only 10,000. All right, let's do it. Hello, good, how are you? Good, what can I do for you? I just want to make a withdrawal today, please.
Yeah, no problem. Do you have
Oh, yeah, I do. Thank you.
310. Let me sniff it to make sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
What are you gonna do with this $10,000?
I might give it back.
What's the most amount of money you ever walked out of a bank with?
70,000.
How did that feel?
Felt good. Felt amazing. Went about a chain with it.
Maybe nervous just being outside of this bank, but either he's a master illusionist or he committed a serious crime. What happens after this is, to me, the most gripping part of the episode. We interview some women in a gas station and we ask them what they would do if they met a scammer. This is what she said.
Has anyone ever tried to scam you before?
Yeah, of course.
In what way? How do they try and do it?
Oh, I got almost scammed on a puppy thing online.
And what would you say if you met a scammer in real life?
I'd probably punch him.
Ooh.
I don't know why we all looked at you.
Everything's free for everybody today.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Thank you. I would love some white owl white grape, please.
Well, anything, everything's free today.
Go get some. Go get you.
Oh,
You got
36.
That's cool. I love
Ma'am,
that.
you can put that up here. Everything's free today.
I know I said the same thing. They call him what?
Punch Made Dev.
Okay. Who is he?
Punch Made Dev, how would you describe yourself?
A great person. Very caring.
Also,
Nice.
he would describe himself as a rapper and a scammer.
Oh, okay.
Internet's most famous scammer.
Oh, goodness. Well, good for him. He's doing good doing it, I guess. That touched me.
What we doing?
The duality of man, folks. The yin and yang of life, huh? We just went into a and he came out with $10,000 cash.
It works. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
It's funny how their tune changes as soon as the scammer's helping them. They don't care.
Probably punch him.
Which I could see why.
Now this is what happens when Punch Made Dev offers to pay for her stuff with money he just scammed. And to me, this shows how easily humans are to be bought. When you look at politicians, oh, they just passed a telecoms bill. And you see from Verizon or Samsung that, oh, Senator so-and-so got an $18,000 payment from them and they voted yes on this bill. $18,000 seems pretty cheap to buy somebody. This lady was bought for like $6. Her morals completely shifted off of $6. So we just covered the world of criminals doing scams. What about our government doing scams? I take you next to Washington, D.C. Where somehow I got into the office of a U.S. Senator and I got to ask him questions like this.
Do you believe that there's anything fishy about the death of Jeffrey Epstein?
Well, certainly it's fishy. The cover-up of the list of individuals that visited Epstein Island
doesn't that seem crazy?
Is pretty fishy. I will say, I think that's true, is mainly people of the left that Jeffrey Epstein was courting and that took advantage of his island pleasures.
Don't you feel like anyone that's on that list should be looked into?
Well, I think we should have a full investigation of Jeffrey Epstein and his activities.
To prepare for this episode, we emailed all 100 U.S. senators, we emailed all of the House of Representatives, and only one man was brave enough to take the interview. So big kudos to Ron Johnson. Forget what you think about this man's politics. To me, I respect this guy because he stood tall, he answered every single question, and he wasn't afraid to talk about anything. Like this.
Do you think JFK was taken out by our own government?
I just recommend people read the JFK and the Unspeakable. There's just so many unanswered questions, so many witnesses that just died, so many leads that weren't followed up on, so much evidence that obviously should have been collected that people were prevented from collecting.
So is it possible that our own intelligence agencies had a hand in his death?
I think it's certainly possible, yeah. The American public deserves the truth and we haven't gotten it.
Okay, so if our own intelligence agencies are having a hand in taking out our presidents, should we trust our intelligence agencies? Do they have our best interests at heart?
I don't trust them.
If you don't think it's completely wild that a standing senator is saying, yeah, the government had something to do with JFK's assassination, like it felt like something that once you even start getting into this world and talking about stuff like that, that you kind of have to watch your back a little bit. Now folks, let's take you to a fun part of the episode where I infiltrate the office of a politician and I investigate some of the ways she's made money in, let's just say, a questionable manner.
I want to express a deep congratulations to Nancy Pelosi, the best stock trader beating hedge funds in America the last 3 years. We're going to see if we can congratulate her in person. It feels like I'm about to be taken out by the Secret Service or some shit. Hello. How you guys doing?
Hello, good.
Is there any chance she might be available, Nancy might be available for a 5-minute interview?
Unfortunately, no.
I mean, she's the best performing stock trader of America the last 3 years. We're kind of looking for financial advice, or, I mean, she is doing a tremendous job. It's almost like impeccable timing she has. Like,
there is no recording in this office.
oh, sorry about that. You know what's disrespectful is trading on the American inside information, which she's doing all the time. I mean, allegedly. They say that's disrespectful for filming? What I think is disrespectful is people that are using inside information to enrich themselves when they call themselves a public servant. I have a feeling that we have to get out of here quickly. S&P 500 did 2% this year, the last 12 months. She's done 20%.
It was just me and Miguel in this scene. As we were kind of going fast down the stairs to get out of this building, it felt like at any moment someone was going to swarm out of the door and tackle us. And I honestly was surprised that it was that easy to get access to her office. And who knows how many layers of security she had there, but at that time she was third in line to the presidency and some dumb YouTuber was able to just walk into her office. We leave a city that's full of power and corruption, and next we walk into Baltimore. which parts of it are absolutely infested by drugs like tranq and fentanyl and meth and heroin. And we go to a part of the city where there are blocks and blocks of abandoned row houses that junkies habitate and squat in. So we tap in with a local who's dedicating his life to fighting drug addiction. He was once a former drug addict himself, help more people go into treatment and get help. So that was really cool to see the community come together and donate towards. One of the conversations of this episode that really stood out to me was talking with a lady named Exotic. She made her money walking the streets. Here's a little bit about her story.
How do you survive out here?
I do date.
What's the most common drugs to be found around here?
Heroin and crack.
How'd you get to here?
Everybody that ends up here gets stranded here. We came to cop. We got caught because it's like a fast life. So
Yeah.
and it's everybody gets stuck like this.
So do you feel stuck right now?
Almost.
How much money do I need to find drugs around here?
I don't know. It's just if you can find them. I mean, not everybody's friendly.
Do you know anyone that has passed away from an overdose?
I don't know anybody. It's common.
Is it dangerous being a woman out here?
100%. I've been raped in alleys. I've been held at gunpoint and raped in alleys. I've been held at gunpoint and raped by a child in an alley. I've been held hostage 3 times.
It's a hard episode to film because everyone you talk to is not doing so good. I mean, there's not really a redeeming or uplifting moment. You're talking to addict after addict after addict. It's hard not to feel depressed or gray or a little down after filming an episode like this. To non-addicts, I think sometimes it's hard to put ourselves in the shoes of like what makes someone willing to throw their life away, their relationships away, to live in a street or an abandoned house and just do drugs. Mike does a really great job of getting us into the mind frame where it's a hook that never quite leaves you once you're addicted. That he was sober for 2 years and it got him back in. And now he's been on the streets, and ever since that relapse, things have not been so good, but he knows deep in his heart that he needs to get clean. It's just hard to imagine something that's so powerful. He says a really good cautionary tale of what happens to you when you go down the wrong path of drugs.
The reason I came out here was because I'm an addict. I'm originally from Carroll County, so it was easier to obtain drugs at a cheaper price. I was in treatment. I was living out Frederick at a place called Solid Ground. I was actually 2 years clean. I relapsed, so I came out here with the expectation to continue using.
How long ago was that you relapsed?
This was exactly April last year.
Damn, man.
I shoot up, right?
Yeah.
The only place I can actually go is in my neck. All my veins basically have collapsed or they don't work.
Does it feel like a hole that's almost impossible to get out of?
Oh, definitely. They're trying to like mask some kind of pain that they're bearing. For me, it was losing my 2 children. I got 2 kids that got adopted. I lost them about 7 years ago. I signed off my parental rights so they'd have a good life. And I'm glad I did because I ended up going to jail for 2 years. When you use, you stop feeling the euphoria from it, but you'll still get the call, meaning like you'll still feel that warm sensation. And it's just a temporary cushion of comfortability. I pay money to myself. It doesn't even fucking make sense.
So thank you, Mike, for sharing your story. Let's bring you to the poet couple who squats together and writes poetry together.
We got some of your poetry here. Do you mind if I read some of it, or do you want to read it?
Kind get stuck like elf on the shelf. Now you're a fiend shooting dope and killing on yourself. Your brain starts to change and soon starts to corrode. Your age is still young while your body and soul feels old.
There's too many of us struggling in these streets. The sickness out here is a crippling disease. The junkies out here, parents, kids, and friends, this vicious cycle we live never seems to end. You're a poet too?
I am.
Did you grow up in Baltimore?
No, I did not. I grew up on the Maryland-West Virginia state line. Like this interaction right here never happened. I couldn't go to the grocery store. I'd go grab a gallon of milk after sitting in the parking lot for like 30 minutes. Finally go in, grab some milk, the register. All I would say was like, thank you. I can't breathe. I'm sweating.
Does drugs kind of give you the blanket to feel okay in the world?
It does. I don't feel high when I do drugs. I feel what everyone considers to be normal. I've been doing this since I was 18.
That was Baltimore. Now we take a car trip to Washington, D.C. and we speak with rapper Big Flock in the most gangster place you've never heard of.
I put 100 guns in a Greyhound. He got 100 pounds, that's a takedown. Well, that's your fitness.
So a couple of things I took away from Big Flock. First was, I can't even imagine the pain of what it might be like to be in a cell.
Awesome memory.
So you've been out for more than 3 years then, right?
Yeah.
As Big Flock was being sentenced, he wrote a letter to the public sharing his thoughts about going to prison. I'm going to share with you the most important parts of the letter so you can get into the mind of a man that's facing incarceration. First, he's painfully aware that he may have lost out on a lucrative music career by having to put his music on hold for 45 months. And as a kid who grew up missing his dad who was in prison for a murder charge, he knows firsthand the struggles his 2-year-old daughter will face growing up without a dad.
What did you learn about your time in jail?
The main thing I learned was how to judge real from fake.
like the main thing.
Far away from your kids and not be able to see them grow up. Like, it's something that's very sad. The other thing that struck me is you never know what can be the effects of going to prison. So Big Flock was gaining a lot of momentum. He did songs with 21 Savage. He was getting songs with hundreds of thousands of views. He was creating a lot of buzz. When you put yourself on the shelf for 4 years, it's really hard to keep that buzz going. And so he's the guy that's talented enough to blow up again, but blowing up once is hard enough. It may come to be that his stint in prison will make or break his music career. Big Flock, if you watch this, keep pushing, keep writing music. I wish you the best. And when we left, we got a call about an hour later from Big Flock that a shooting had just occurred outside that apartment complex. It's just a good reminder how close to danger you can be, and it makes me feel for the normal people living in that apartment complex. They're just trying to go about their life, and there's shootings outside of their apartment. Who knows how often. But finally, let's end on a good note. Let's talk about our dear friend Titties. Let me give you a few examples of them.
Now y'all motherfuckers about to be on Netflix.
Yeah, we gotta do an interview.
Y'all about to...
Man, Gorilla Gang cool with me, man, for life, man.
How did we do?
Man, y'all did like that, nigga. That's a motherfucking platinum, man, that's a platinum motherfucking track, nigga.
Thank you, Titties, for the encouragement. Me and Brandon were not expecting to make a song with Big Flock. Like, we really have no business being on a song with Big Flock. Actually, let's address that. Here we go.
Give an honest assessment of our performance so far. Do you feel like the song is gonna hit?
It definitely has potential. People want to hear us rap. People want to see that gap bridge.
Crazy motherfucker though. I don't like how
you can switch your tone. Like work with me. Like show me what you're gonna rap next and work with me. Get on the.
So folks, there's a song out there. Check it out. Tell me what you think. I actually am thinking about making more music as of recently. Perhaps I will. That sums up our trips to Suitland. And next, we explore the homeless camps of Washington, D.C.
What's up, Chaos, man?
How you doing?
I'm Mike. What's going on?
I'm Tommy, nice to meet you. If you were mayor of Washington, D.C., what would you do about the homeless situation? What would you do to help people and make sure the city is safe?
Let me tell you why homelessness in metropolitan cities will never be fixed.
Things have felt like they've really started to go downhill in this country since COVID. This is Chaos's breakdown of what happened after COVID.
COVID hit, right? Trump got everybody in the United States money. If you didn't get that money when COVID hit, you're just lazy.
Was that a good idea or a bad idea to give everyone money?
It was a bad idea, man. Look at our budget now. You got regular unemployment, you had the pandemic unemployment. Every homeless person out here was getting $785 a week. You would think that every homeless person out here would be in a house by now.
So I think we have to decide, is giving money to people, does that help them? Does that enable people? Does it hurt them? Was that right that your hard-earned tax money goes to that? I'm struggling to think of reasons why I would say yes. This next conversation you're about to see was pretty jarring. This guy started off relatively calm, but as the conversation went on, he got heated up to where he was shouting and shouting and shouting, even after we had stopped talking to him. Here's what he had to say.
I would imagine it's quite a job surviving.
It depends on the person, because me, myself, my IQ is 144, so I survive with my wits.
If you were mayor, what would you do to help the homeless issue in Washington, D.C.?
I would fix the fucking pedophile issue first.
What's that?
It's a nasty ass town, I already told you that. Fucking Comet Ping Pong, Gordy's. I know all that shit, I don't forget shit. I know their faces too.
Are you talking about Pizzagate?
I could be.
What do you think about Pizzagate?
It's fake. This shit's fucking real, Joe.
I have no idea what happened at Comet Ping Pong. I think this is probably a figment of his imagination, but if it's real, someone link it in the comments and let us know what happened.
I say against the bullshit ass holiday.
What holiday's bullshit?
June, all the holidays are bullshit.
Do you think that Black History Month falls on the right month?
Fuck no. It should be June, and Gay Pride should be February. I'll be honest with you, I don't condone that stuff, but I'm not against it either. It's your personal choice. Keep it in your house, though. You don't see me off and just doing everything outside. Keep that shit in your house. Stop teaching my children that shit. Children don't know what they're doing till they're 18. That's common fucking sense. Fucking drag queens in the library, and they see it's an art? What the f? I gotta say it because they either give the children dollars to give to the fucking... And they think we're stupid. And they got fucking help.
In this day and age, I think the only reason he didn't get canceled is because, well, what are you gonna cancel him from? His tent? In some ways, that frees him up to speak his mind however he wants. And now we talk to a homeless guy that owns something that might surprise you.
Can you tell the people where we are right now?
We are in Northwest Georgetown, Washington, D.C.
Tell us about yourself, Snoop.
I've been a Washingtonian all my life, born and raised here. Was doing good. COVID hit. You know, hard time set in real bad.
What were you doing before?
I had my own detailing business.
And no one was driving their cars or leaving their houses, so business wasn't good.
I ended up on the streets. Started going to get resources and reaching out to different organizations, and got me some employment. Recently purchased me a vehicle.
Kiss your car.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people would be surprised to see someone living in the woods you have a nicer car than I do.
I'm also a football coach.
Oh yeah? You even got tinted windows. How often do you have to worry about break-ins and your stuff being stolen?
No.
Of all cities we've met that have a homeless issue, I actually think Washington, D.C. deserves a big pat on the back because it was clean, it was well kept, it felt safe. And that's actually really rare if you go to a homeless camp type of place. So well done, D.C., and thank you for allowing us to explore. And now we go to one of the most intense moments of the year, where we visit St. Louis to do our annual Most Dangerous City in America video.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Tommy G. Boots on the ground in the most dangerous city in America, St. Louis, Missouri.
Real D, you in here with that f***ing name tag.
I don't ordinarily wear a bulletproof vest when I go places, but I did this time in St. Louis. In fact, I got the most useful sponsor I've ever gotten, which is a bulletproof vest sponsor. So thank you to Bulletproof Zone for making sure that I stayed safe in St. Louis. There's some places that until you visit, it's hard to imagine how crazy they really are. St. Louis is one of those places.
Today, prosecutors charged a man with murder for killing someone execution style in downtown St. Louis.
This morning, St. Louis police are trying to identify and find 5 teens. They are wanted for questioning in last weekend's mass shooting downtown.
Another weekend of violence raises concerns about downtown St. Louis.
From 3 o'clock Saturday afternoon until 3 o'clock Sunday morning, there were 639 calls for service. Take a look at a video of armed young people leaving a downtown loft yesterday morning. Another man openly carrying a gun.
When the group meets up, they have youngsters of the crew, maybe 10 or 11 years old, stand like a sentry, stand like they're watching post as a soldier with a rifle, with a gun, and make sure they know which cars are driving by. This is one of those places that the drive-by probability seems extremely high.
Crazy, man.
This is the type of area that every single car that passes, you gotta watch out for.
My main man. Okay.
Good to meet you, man.
What's the word? Tell.
This is a real spitter. You want a bar spitter that goes bar for bar, every single song he makes. This is the guy. Tell the people where we are right now.
Right now, we really in the middle of the horseshoe, aka the dipset for real, 5500 for real. We got some motherfuckers coming down, goddamn me.
It feels slightly sketchy, like it feels like things could pop off at any moment in a place
That's
like
St. Louis for you. I ain't gonna fake a real deal.
The energy in the air was a little bit chaotic, and especially at this moment where Mo P jumped off the porch. Let's roll the tape.
Swear to God,
Was that bad?
Mo P started getting agitated, grabbed his strap, and ran towards the street, so I figured bad things were about to happen. But nope, just another day in St. Louis. Now, it's likely that Mo P was just messing with us, getting a little, pranking us a little bit, making us get all scared. Well done, Mo P. But this next part with Heavy G, I really want to highlight. This guy is a lemonade entrepreneur. He sells lemonade in lean packaging, and it's luxury lemonade. I mean, you have to be a real baller to afford this $25 lemonade.
We selling my world famous drink, Whippy. This is how the Whippy look. I've been doing this shit for 1 year as of last month, so this is my 1 year anniversary.
It looked like drink, but it ain't what you think.
That's my newest flavor. I want you to try this. Fire, I know.
That's good. How'd you invent this?
You know I'm a big influence in my city. I had brought some sodas back from Texas like you did. You want to get some drinking shit. And I started selling the sodas for $20. And the sodas ended up getting so popular over the city, everybody started buying them some Fagos. And the stock actually went up 10% within the 30 days of me promoting it. So I'm like, damn, I ain't made no money off this,
So own it, own your own shit. How much do these cost?
$25.
This costs $25?
Yes, for regular lemonade.
That is crazy.
Because it's regular lemonade, but at the same time, ain't nothing regular about it. It's mine. You will never get this taste anywhere else.
It's definitely delicious. But if I were to tell my wife, honey, I just spent $25 on lemonade, I feel like I would be in trouble.
You would, until she see it. I'm gonna give you something for wifey too, just so she can understand too.
This is what happens when we walk his block.
5 years old knowing that St. Louis is the #1 for the murder rate. And I remember Detroit used to be like 1 or 2, like we'd always be in competition. I just remember that.
Really be in a car running away from a helicopter.
Yeah,
You may have not caught this on camera, but there were multiple times when a car would drive by that they didn't recognize, and they would just and 3 or 4 guys would draw their gun on somebody. One of the times it was an old lady just coming back from the grocery store. I can't imagine living a block away from your ops. the amount of stress that must put in your life, you would never be able to relax if a block away people with guns didn't like you and regularly shot at you. And in fact, a shooting happened just after we left. This is what happened. The next day, Heavy G sent me a text saying someone was shot and killed at a nearby BP. Very sad. An immigrant that was working hard at a gas station just got their life taken by a kid. So the danger here is absolutely real. Back to the video. Now, one of the kids that was walking around with us during the Heavy G part of the video was the kid that did this shooting, which just makes you wonder who you're surrounded by sometimes when you're filming these videos. Like, is this guy about to rob a gas station? Is this guy about to kidnap somebody? There is a lot of risk in these videos that we film. And over time, you become a little desensitized to all these new places, but to always remember that the risk is real. I'm glad we got to leave St. Louis safe, and I really hope that we don't have to visit them in 2024. I hope that they get a lot lower on the list and that things improve there with the violence. And next, folks, we find ourselves into the sport of hog hunting. This is a barehanded sport where the dogs catch it and you jump on the hog and you just hope it doesn't take a chunk out of you. Let's introduce you to some of the characters we met in this sport.
Mr. Sugar's in the house! Hey, going down, ya vi puerco, ya vengo ya mal.
Stay there. Tommy.
Billy.
Billy.
Miguel, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, man. Billy. What's up, my nigga?
What's up, my nigga?
What's up, my nigga?
I'll tell you for sure, hold on.
Billy, how long you been hog hunting for?
Yo no hablo mucho inglés, Cere.
¿Cuántos años está casado los puercos?
2007.
¿Qué te gusta sobre el deporte?
Muchacho, coger los cochinos, que los perros busquen y coger los cochinos, eso sí me encanta. Ya que tú veas ahora cuando vamos arriba los cochinos, para que tú veas. Sí, vamos para arriba de esto ahora mismo. Lo que no puedo sacar el cuerpo en la cámara, Alexander. Que si saco el cuerpo en la cámara, tú sabes que las ladies se ponen para mí.
Ay, un grande
Cere, mira eso, Cere. ¿Y vos tú no me llamaste, Chicho?
Es más grande que mi abuela. Would you say that hog hunting is a dangerous sport?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. More than you can actually imagine.
What's the most dangerous situation you've been in?
And the next thing you know, the hog comes from literally from mid to the tree, comes right in between my legs to pick me up off my feet and puts a hole in my pants.
Those are the pants you were wearing?
Yep.
You showed us the video of that, right?
Yep.
Is it fair to say the dogs are happiest when hunting?
Absolutely. My dogs love it.
How old were you when you started hog hunting?
About 8.
Is this your favorite thing in the world?
Yes, sir.
Yeah? It's better than sex?
They're right there beside each other.
Okay, good.
Have you guys ever drank Cuban coffee?
What makes it Cuban?
Oh.
Is there cocaine in there?
Basically a liquid cocaine.
How much caffeine is in there?
0.375, I don't fucking know.
¿Es fuerte?
Es muy fuerte. Now you're gonna interview like a motherfucker now. You're gonna interview the tree.
It takes a special man with cojones to spend all night jumping into the cornfield or jumping into the jungle or jumping into the woods to catch a hog barehanded. After going out for 2 nights to look for hogs, we finally had success on night number 2.
We got a hog.
Oh my fucking god.
Give me a rope. Give me a rope, bro. Look in the bag. Look at my bag. Junkie. Damn, dog.
What do you do with this hog now that you catch it?
We gotta remove him.
Am I soft to say that I kind of feel bad for the hog right now?
Oh, you need to feel bad for me because I let this go right here. We're gonna all run.
So does this hog get killed or is it taken to another piece of land? Why do you go through all this trouble to let it live?
Repopulate the places that don't got the hogs, like on the Seminole Reservation and Panthers. So what I do, I come out to the shear cane, hunt them, send them back home. For in the future, one day, my son, him, tribal member, my nephew, they hunt them.
You gonna post? They hit my truck. Hold on, go. Damn.
These guys are crazy as fuck.
Man. Whoa, Billy, whoa, Billy, whoa! Facebook picture, man. Stand him up right.
Hog hunting is a sport I don't know if I'll ever be back to do, but I'm certainly glad I got to experience it once. So thank you to Alex for taking us into that world. Now we leave the land of the Seminole tribe, and now we head to McCreary County, Kentucky, the poorest county in America. Where things are going as a country, a lot of what I think about is the financial direction. How do people afford when rent's going up, food's going up, your gas and electric is going up, and wages seem kind of stagnant? How are people making it in this country? I wanted to see it in the most extreme form, in the poorest county of America. So we drove into town and we met some fellas and they took us on quite the journey. Let's roll a few clips.
Damn, boy. What do you guys think about white privilege? There are some people that say like, oh, if you're white, life is just easy no matter what, basically.
I will say it is a little easier. Cops and shit, it's probably easier.
What's the most common job around here?
Sawmill, man.
What happens at a sawmill?
Lumber, yeah.
Cutting lumber. Is it easy to get a job around here?
It's fairly easy as long as, you know, like you show up to work every day and you're, you know, you dress like you're somebody.
You gotta know people down here to get a job. I just tell you, if you don't know nobody and you move down here, it would be tougher on you.
Especially compared to city people, it seems like people here would be self-sufficient. If shit goes down, people know how to fend for themselves around here.
Yeah, they do. They really do.
Would you say you feel proud to be an American?
Yeah, I'm proud to be an American.
What do people need to survive around here? Like how much money to survive a month?
Average about $2,000.
Yep. So what can be done to help people that are living paycheck to paycheck?
Bigger paycheck.
Do you think people can live off of $7.25 an hour?
Hell no. Hell no.
What does rent go for around here?
$350 to $400 a month. That's your average.
And what's rich to you?
Man, I don't care about being wealthy or rich before I die. You know what I mean?
As long as you had fun.
As long as I got my friends, I got my family.
Shit.
All right.
Next, let's go to a grocery store so we can listen to moms and dads talk about the realities they're facing right now.
A lot of Americans have been talking about food prices raising all around the country. Has that impacted you and your family?
Yes, a lot.
Tell me about it.
It makes it harder for the working people.
So 60% of Americans are paycheck to paycheck.
Yes.
Do you think that hits a lot of people in this town?
Yes. We don't get food stamps or anything like that. You know, most of us have to take on second jobs because everything's just so expensive.
What items have gone up the most that you've noticed?
Everything that's healthy.
What does it cost to feed your family a month?
We have a family of 5 and at least around $1,200 just for groceries for all of us for the whole month.
Now, if you think you live on a tight budget, let's talk to this guy who lives on $100 a month.
Well, there's nothing much to do around here.
So how much do you survive off of a month?
I can make it off $100 a month.
This has been known to be one of the poorest counties in America.
It is. It's the poorest county in the whole state.
Now folks, I find things like this very concerning. I am a proud American, but it feels like we are losing this country a little bit. It feels like the once prosperous nation is in decline or going away. And if people can't afford to live, things get really scary really fast. I mean, that's when revolutions happen, that's when overthrows happen, that's when chaos happens. So I'm hoping that we can find a way forward, and this is just a rough patch that we find our way through, like 2008 or like the 1980s. Because oftentimes, folks, we do bounce back. We like to think the sky's falling, and inevitably we find a way to get through. So I'm hoping that's the case here. We had a great time in McCreary County. Now we're gonna infiltrate somewhat of a secret society. They done brought the GDs in the dome. I'm referring to, of course, Gangster Disciples.
GD folk, GD folk, GD folk, GD folk, Disciple, Disciple.
Here to Puyo, here to Basso, I got all my D, got in my bed.
So when Young Blue reached out, it was just a matter of when we were gonna go, because I knew it was gonna happen. We find ourselves in a basement with a few GDs, and they inform us that they're about to go to a secret meeting, and I can't attend. What are we doing today?
Man, we taking them behind the scenes, man. We with the Gangster Disciples today, man. Growth and Development Fracture, Kansas City, 6 Block, Taliban, with the guys to this barbecue, man. Y'all finna see what it's like behind
Wait,
the scenes.
so we're invited to the barbecue?
Yeah, man, you invited to the barbecue.
Okay, and you guys are about to go to a meeting that we're not allowed to attend?
Yes, most definitely.
What the hell is that about? Why can't I come?
Man, it's confidential information. Confidential.
So I laid low, and after a few hours, we got the call we could show up. And here's what we encountered.
Where are we right now?
We in Swope, man. We in Kansas City, Missouri, man. Posted at Swope Park, man, with the guys, man. Y'all know what's going on.
And what's happening here? We got barbecue, we got a cookout?
Yeah, we got a family cookout with the guys, you know what I'm saying? The membership, we just here politicking, fellowship, and you know what I'm saying? Building camaraderie with the guys.
What made you join this organization?
I wanted to be a part of something that was going to be productive. I started this organization when I was a young man, and I saw the guys getting together with the younger people, really keep them out of trouble, protect them from the streets, drug crime, stuff like that. I've been in this organization organization since I've been like 15. I'm 46 years old. I got 2 of my sons here with me today. They are part of this organization. And as a father, I wouldn't put them in nothing that would be harmful to them.
So what does it mean to be a man?
Man, standing on your beliefs, you know what I'm saying? Standing on what you believe and standing firm on it, you know what I'm saying? Not letting anybody change your mind, you dig?
Now, I really like this guy talking about the 9 to 5 and also about the importance of being there for your kids.
Patience and discipline is key. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't got patience or discipline, you ain't nothing, you feel me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You should be able to want to go work that 9 to 5 to provide for yourself, your family, your child, your family, whoever. You know what I'm saying? Even if you want to look out for people or the homeless, you know what I'm saying? You'll walk past somebody that ain't doing as well as you feel me? You got money in your pocket, you might give it to them because they need it more than you. You feel me? It's all about discipline and patience.
A lot of people, bro, don't understand slow money, bro, but slow money is the good money. Because fast money gonna get you gone, bro, because you're gonna spend it just as fast as you get it.
For some reason, it's easy to shit on the 9 to 5. I don't know if it's because there's these Miami girls that always want to date guys that own a yacht or some big, huge billionaire, but gentlemen, a 9 to 5 is perfectly okay. I did that for many years before YouTube, and sometimes it's a necessary thing to do until you find what makes you tick. Folks, if you're part of an interesting group like the Hells Angels, a cult, Satan worshippers, something off the beaten path, please email me at TommyGMcGee123@gmail.com or DM me at TommyGMcGee on Instagram. That's how I get my leads, and I just might find myself in your city next. So thank you, Young Blue, for reaching out. And now we leave Kansas City back to the Mexican border to talk to human smugglers. For the first scene in this video, we find ourselves in a stash house where illegal immigrants are put once they cross the border. This is what it looked like on the inside, and this is what the smugglers had to say. You put heads here. It's like 110 degrees outside.
That's why we got the ACs. No, they will not survive. They'll die. I'll give them water and the shower shit.
Where are a lot of these people coming from? Like, is there a specific country? Honduras?
Deep down Mexico, like, from everywhere, all kinds of people.
Everyone that goes over the border, does the cartel kind of have their hands in it in some way?
Yeah, kind of. They have the money.
Doing business with the cartel?
Yeah, baby, they'll pay us if you around, you know.
The cartel is like the last group on earth I think I'd want to be stuck in a room with if they don't like me, you know? People make it all the way from Honduras, and then they're here. What's the next step of the journey?
Passing the checkpoint, and that's it. They're good over there.
How do you make it past a checkpoint?
Sometimes they'll try to teach them how to say, like, oh, you're a citizen, or this career. Like, they'll catch you real quick. Like, yeah, it's easier when it rains, like, you know? When it's like pouring, well, it can't be outside, right? Like, when it rains is the best time.
So what is that like? You're sitting at the checkpoint, waiting for someone to look at your car. What is going through your head?
You pass, like, by yourself. You decide you're gonna go shopping or something. So once you cross, they're like farther than the checkpoint.
They take like a path in the nature trail or something, and you go through the checkpoint alone?
Yeah.
How many people at a time is safe to do?
You can cross as many as you want. 15. Once we see it's getting hot, we get rid of them.
I smell some human shit.
They take shifts, like open window shit.
You just wonder if you're gonna get raided. When you pull up, hey, who watched me go into the house? Okay, is this house being watched? Are they already on the law enforcement radar? Just what kind of situation we would be stuck in if we got raided? That was going through my mind. Here's one more thing these guys said that I really found interesting. Have you noticed that immigration in the last 2 or 3 years has picked up dramatically? Really?
He made us a lot of money.
There's something strange in the universe that happens when you are on the right path. Things start to line up in ways that you didn't plan for, didn't expect, but it just happens. One of those things happened in this episode where we went to a crossing point and lo and behold, we get kicked out by law enforcement.
You were not supposed to go past that trooper that's there.
I didn't see any signs, I didn't know.
Where's your car? Get in and please leave.
I was told that this area is open to the public now. The orders may have changed.
For sure.
So he's gonna get the clarification from the higher ups. If it is open, you guys are welcome to film.
Another law enforcement checks that and says, hey, actually you guys are good, you can come back in.
Good? Okay.
As we come back in, people are crossing the river and get caught by U.S. Border Patrol. Are people right there?
I think so.
Oh my gosh, people just got caught. So it looks like people just got caught crossing the border. ¿De dónde eres? Venezuela. Venezuela?
I'm from Colombia.
Okay. ¿Por qué sales tu país a venir aquí?
Venimos pidiendo ayuda.
¿Qué tipo de problemas tenían allá?
En mi caso,
la guerrilla, los paracos,
¿Mucho narcotráfico allá?
Sí.
¿Los costó dinero?
No, nada, venimos con lo poco que tenemos.
¿Cuántas semanas o meses tardaron para llegar?
Un mes, por ahí más o menos.
We can debate illegal immigration, but when you look at the humanity of this issue and realize what these people are running from, we would be running from the same thing in their shoes. I think we have to admit that. Some of these people had very moving stories. There was a man and a blind man, and this guy who didn't know the blind man walked with him through Mexico on the train, La Bestia, dodging cartel, dodging Mexican police.
¿Qué ocurrido con él? Él no puede ver.
Sí, él sí ve, pero tiene problemas.
Risking getting caught. I mean, if you're walking with a blind man, you can't run away, you can't hide. If you get caught, you're f***ed. There's one more scene I want to draw your attention to. Let me show you what I'm talking about.
You make it all the way to the edge of America and this is what you encounter. Look, someone's jacket is stuck from trying to, someone's sweater is stuck from trying to get through this. Imagine your mom wearing that and getting stuck in barbed wire.
We just saw the sweaters of people stuck in barbed wire, people that had come hundreds or thousands of miles to get here. And to me, it really shows the power of the idea of America, where people are willing to risk everything to come here because they think this is the place where they have a better opportunity. And I agree with that, man. I think we have to realize that as a country. We're coming to a place where we're like to shit on America or think it's not a big deal that we've built something very great here. But without maintenance and proper care, this too will collapse just like any other place. Lastly, let's look at one more obstacle these people had to navigate in coming to this country.
There's some buoys over there. These are the legendary buoys that are talked about. Do we see any saws?
Yeah, right. Dude, that's what they are right here, bro. This is a saw, bro. Dude, that shit is hella sharp too.
So you are literally traveling hundreds of miles to get here, the American dream, and this is what you encounter. A gift from the state of Texas. We're gonna do our research on the saws. Here's a voiceover on why they're here.
What we stumbled upon were the controversial Rio Grande buoys that Texas Governor Greg Abbott put into the river. These buoys have saw blades that can cut and maim the immigrants as they cross the Rio Grande River. Saw blades in the buoys. Yes, no. Good idea, bad idea. You tell me what you think in the comments. I'd love to see you guys have a healthy debate. This was a video that after completing it, it made me feel extra grateful to be an American and to have the opportunities that I do and to not take it for granted. So I appreciate this lesson that I learned in Texas, but now it's time to go to Iowa.
This what we really gotta watch every car.
God damn it, isn't that stressful, dude?
Who went live?
Did you go live?
Yeah,
he went live. Iowa is not a place you think of when you think hood, when you think of the trenches, when you think of the block. But let me tell you that Iowa was actually one of the scariest places we've been.
Man, we known for shit, man. Making money, nigga, street shit. Everything get down dirty. We robbing, stealing, shooting.
Why?
Who went live?
Did you go live?
Yeah.
He went live.
One of these dudes went live and there's beef going on. I'm not about to get paralyzed over some nonsense.
He's still alive right now.
Oh God.
So what happened, guys, is one of the guys in the crew showed us a video of a recently shot and they were laughing about it. Simultaneously, as this is happening, another guy in the crew is going live and dissing ops. So saying something to the effect of, hey yo, f Breezy, f Tweezy, shout out, we with Tommy G right now. None. He was dissing ops and bringing my name into it. In a small little town like that, drive-bys can happen very quickly. I take the safety of me and my crew very seriously. That was the time to fold my cards instantly and we got out of there. So little did I think that Iowa would be one of the most dangerous places we visited in channel history, but it was. So thank you, Iowa. We're glad we left okay. And now we go to Omaha, Nebraska, which according to some statistics is the most drug-addicted city in America. Let's hit the road. Before we get into the wilder aspects of the episode, first, let me bring you the quote of the video.
Addiction is giving up everything for one thing, but recovery is giving up one thing for everything.
Man, that quote is a gem, and I'm really glad we got to meet the academic side of this problem. Let's talk to a woman who is currently facing a lot of time for dealing fentanyl. How would you describe yourself?
Just try to get $1, take care of my people.
So what are you currently up against right now?
Facing about 9 to 10 years, manufacturing methamphetamine, fentanyl, cocaine.
Do you think there's any shot of beating the case, or what is your, what are you looking at?
No, I don't think so. It's nothing that's gonna stop me from going to prison for some time. I ain't started, really hustling, like selling narcotics and whatnot until 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Before that, I was hitting licks, like robbing people, going to people's cars, going to people's houses, and doing what I could to just stay afloat. I was introduced to selling drugs, and I was like, damn, I ain't gotta beat nobody up no more. I ain't gotta do all this. You know what I mean? I ain't gotta do all this, put my life at risk, put your life at risk. You know what I mean? You put people through that, you put people's kids through that.
Have you ever felt bad for a customer?
Before I ever started selling fentanyl, I lost my girlfriend. My girlfriend before this, I didn't give a f. I was like, if I'm gonna lose somebody, y'all gonna lose somebody. I kind of like numbed up after a while, like.
What are the drugs that are going through Omaha right now? Like, what are the biggest drugs that people are selling?
Fentanyl's super heavy right now. They don't even want heroin no more. Fentanyl is synthetic heroin. That's what they're going for. They want that shit immediately.
So she was down to share her story because she was guaranteed going to prison. So she had nothing to lose. She knew she was guilty. She knew she was going. So for future reference, people that are being convicted right now that do want to share their story, email me, reach out. We'd love to connect with you. In fact, I just reached out to see what had happened to Shakedown, and I got a message that she started her prison sentence on the 14th of December. So it looks like she got sentenced to between 5 and 8 years. I think prison can be a really good time for people to find themselves. I know people personally that going to jail or prison was a good experience for them because that's when they got sober, or maybe they started journaling every day and they really learned a lot about themselves. And people that had served 10 years in prison that I know now are millionaires in business, one of my best friends. Now folks, have you ever seen the movie Shutter Island? It's a thriller where you don't quite know what's real or not. And we had our own little taste of that in this episode. Here's a doctor that we met.
I'm a psychologist. Fentanyl is the worst thing in the world. They used it when they put you under to do surgery. They quit using it. Well, then it disappeared off the docks. It went to Mexico. It comes back to the United States. They stomp on it, which stomping means they mix it with other things.
I had suspicions about this guy, so I called the Sienna Francis house to see if he worked there. They said he was not a psychiatrist on staff. He was a patient. It's interesting when you meet kind of a master manipulator, because initially we thought this guy was legit. He did the walk, he did the talk, he knew people in the area, so his story was plausible. But then weird things started happening. We didn't put a lot of this in the episode, but he kept wanting us to go to a certain location. He started to get pushy, started to break character a little bit of the calm psychiatrist. That was Omaha, Nebraska, and now we get to go meet some sketchy whites. So pack up, folks. We're heading to Ohio.
I woke up feeling money on my plate, chopper shaking me some fries. Just ain't no dinner date. Bitch, you lie. I ain't got no options.
So folks, I did something a little irrational in this episode. We had some time to kill, and these fellows own the tattoo shop, so it just turns out that I got a tattoo. I'm ready to be certified in these Cincinnati streets.
I had to see the vision from afar.
All right, partner.
So we got like that. But I know one thing, I'm a star. They gon' try and write you off and leave you in the dark. I done took 1,000 losses, still I'm going hard.
We're starting a gang.
Smiley face gang, bitch.
I don't get angry often, but we cover a time that I got really pissed off, and I was actually this close to fighting this motherfucker. Let me show you what happened. We gotta get that dog out of the street.
Just kill the dog!
The dog is
He is.
What happened next was really ugly to watch. A man picked up his dog and was beating it, and I had to say something. Here's the interaction that followed. Brother, you can't be beating your dog like that.
She don't listen, I beat her ass.
I'm not with that dog.
Oh, so you just let your dog don't listen?
I'm not. My dog's ass, that's for sure.
You don't beat your dog ass?
No.
So if your dog shit in your house, you ain't gonna beat your dog ass?
They don't understand that. There's alternate methods of raising dogs around here. Shit makes me really pissed.
Nah, I feel you. That ain't cool at all.
This is probably the angriest I've gotten in my history of YouTube.
On God, I never saw you turn up.
On this channel, we do not support anyone being heavy-handed with their dog. Come on. It's your dog. I love my dog. Perhaps you watched this and now he's a changed man and he doesn't hit his dog. And if you are, sir, I applaud you, because having the courage to realize you're wrong and change is tough to do as a human. We really don't want to do it most of the time. I always think it's wild when you're talking to a former criminal and you're in his stomping grounds and he just casually telling you the kind of crimes he did. Like this, for example.
One,
we were fucked up, but we weren't.
3, 4, 5, 6 or 7 houses just on this street.
You broke into your neighbor's homes?
A lot of them were abandoned at the time.
So did you ever get caught stealing?
Yeah, I actually got caught breaking into this house right here. I went to jail too.
The red brick one?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the red brick.
You went to jail for that?
Yeah, this was like 2008. I had the all camo Bape hoodie. It was the one Lil Wayne used to wear. But I remember I hung it up on the fence and it was snowing outside. So they found my trail from my footprint. They found my trail back to my house from hopping the fences. Found my Bape hoodie on the fence. The police came in and dragged me out in the snow.
What was your punishment?
I think I was locked up for like a month and then I got out on house arrest.
How old were you?
13, 14.
You know, so understandably, those choices led him to be in prison. where he talks about a certain gang that he got to join.
So the gang I was in was CWB, Cincinnati White Boys, right? It's only in the Ohio, really, prison system. What's crazy is like some of my closest people that was like gang members were black though. Like
maybe I should start a Milwaukee White Boys, I don't know. White Boys in Milwaukee, hit me up, let me know if that's something we should organize. Although, with the opposition we'd face, I really don't think it's a good idea. So thank you, Cincinnati, and thank you, TE, for welcoming us to your neighborhood. And now, folks, we find ourselves in quite an interesting place. We find ourselves smack dab in the middle of a migrant camp. And in this episode, we get to explore another increasing problem in the country, which is what we do with the many, many migrants that are coming to this country. Let me give you the lay of the land.
¿Y dónde eres? De Venezuela. Mucha de la gente que están aquí son de Venezuela, ¿sí? La mayoría, sí, señor. ¿Qué está ocurrido en Venezuela? La situación económica, para la familia no hay nada. ¿Fue difícil encontrar un trabajo en Venezuela? Muy difícil conseguir trabajo en Venezuela. ¿Qué fue tu trabajo antes de el crisis? Construcción. ¿Qué es tu experiencia en América ahora? Tengo un poco de haber llegado, pero es diferente a lo que uno está acostumbrado a ver, pues. ¿Cuántos días está en Estados Unidos? Tengo una semana apenas que llegué. ¿Qué quieres ser en tu futuro? Para poder estar aquí legalmente y conseguir un buen trabajo. Señor, ¿quieres compartir tu cuenta? Dígame sobre tu viaje aquí.
Vamos en el tren, pasando la selva.
¿Conoces la bestia?
La bestia, claro. Lo más peligroso fue Monterrey, Reynosa. Te quitan la cantidad de dinero, te matan, te quitan los niños.
¿El cartel o la policía?
No, los carteles.
¿Sientes más tranquilo ahora en los Estados Unidos?
Claro, eso.
Vengo de Colombia. Colombia se está poniendo igual que Venezuela ya. No tenía trabajo, todo se está poniendo caro, no se consigue trabajo.
¿Haces la viaje a la bestia?
Sí, claro.
¿Con tu hija?
Con mi hija. 3 días viajando en la bestia con mi hija y 3 días en la selva del Darién.
I really do think it's important to consider, like, our government sometimes seems more willing to fund foreigners than its own people. Let's see what the Chicago residents had to say about that.
I know that of the projected city budget, it's supposed to be over 500 million in deficit next year. A third of it's going to be because of the migrant issue. Do you think there's going to be more awareness or protest in Chicago? Because I see some communities that are fiercely against it.
For them to just sit up here with this crap and we're supposed to listen to it.
I'm the deputy mayor for immigrant, migrant, and refugee rights.
These decisions need to be brought to the community.
How can you come into a community and dump people in our community? This is not fair.
It's going to destroy our business. It's going to destroy our hopes and dreams.
Some communities that are fiercely for it.
We should continue to be a sanctuary city.
So guys, I think I misspoke. I looked up Chicago residents happy about the migrant shelter and could only find protest videos. So looks like no one actually in the city is happy about it.
$500 million, that's a lot. Where was that before? Why is this migrant thing all of a sudden money is falling out of the tree?
We're at this playground that's filled with Venezuelan guys. Some guys are cooking soup, some guys are cutting hair.
Me gusta tu Jordans. ¿Cuántas semanas está aquí en Estados Unidos?
1 year, 3 months.
¿Qué es tu experiencia en Estados Unidos?
Una experiencia buena.
Hay algunas personas que están enojadas. Ellos dicen, hey, hay personas sin casa que están americanos, veterans de guerreros que no reciben dinero o casas y ellos ven hombres de Venezuela reciben cuartos y más y ellos están enojados. ¿Qué piensas sobre esto?
Solo se ve aquí lo superficial, pero por dentro no saben cómo es por dentro. En un cuarto vemos 30, 20 personas, y una camilla pequeña.
Hola, hola, ¿cómo estás?
Hola.
¿Qué estás cocinando?
Pequeños.
Muy rico y sabroso.
Rico, sabroso.
¿Disfruta tu vida en Estados Unidos?
Sí, trabajando para la familia.
Muchas gracias por la comida, muy sabroso. El señor más guapo en todo de Chicago aquí, ¿eh? ¿Cómo es vida en Chicago? ¿Más stable y seguro?
Sí, seguro.
Sí. ¿Cuánto cuesta para un cortar de pelo?
Un corte, 40, 35.
No necesito un cortar. No, aquí, pero aquí sí. Mi esposo dice que es un salva aquí.
A Chicago,
Para la película, puedes mudar tu booty como esto. ¿Conoces twerk?
Twerking, yes, but no.
This is another issue that I want you guys' opinion on. Do we keep welcoming migrants or do we say enough is enough, no more? Let me know in the comments. Thank you, Chicago. And now we go to Atlanta to talk to two vigilantes. Most people view them as superheroes. Some people view them as villains. Today, folks, we go to meet the Boot Girls. When I saw the Boot Girls out in Atlanta taking justice into their own hands and liberating the citizens from the boot, I was impressed. I had to reach out. Here's what it was like taking boots off of cars.
Normally we'll just turn around so we can be in a position to where we're going to get up out of there. You got the money? Yeah.
You guys are Tell me what this means to you to have the Boot Girls in your city.
It's a blessing because the boots, they be doing a lot out here. So it's like, for them to come and do it to convenience is a good thing.
And you guys got this down to a science. That was pretty quick already.
Thank you.
That's it. We're done. Mission accomplished. We're on to the next one. Anything you gotta say about the Boot Girls?
I love them.
We love you too, stranger.
Boot Crocs coming soon too, by the way. So, you know.
So how does it make you feel to be doing this?
It's very exciting. Like our adrenaline is always on rush.
I feel very powerful too.
Do you feel like you guys have a greater purpose to serve, like you're helping society?
Yeah, I do feel like life is more purposeful.
I even saw there was, I think it was a US Senator was behind you guys.
I haven't had one person complain about the Boot Girls. I'm sure if we had the booting companies here, they would say something different.
I haven't seen anyone approach you guys as if you're doing anything bad, besides the boot company.
They're the only ones hating.
Have you guys got any controversy?
Sometimes we get Karens come by with their phone. You're not supposed to be doing that. Security don't like us.
Yeah, we don't like security. So
oh, they recognize.
we when we have our mask on, because the front is not tinted, so we feel like they can see us, and they might try to come start drama.
Have you ever had an interaction with police about this?
I got arrested.
What?
But the boot man said I stole the boots and I
threw them over a gate.
Oh, he said gray Jeep and
right there.
Park to the side.
How long you been waiting?
I've been waiting probably like 45 minutes. That's it for real.
What can you tell us about the Boot Girls?
They reliable. Anytime I need a boot and I ain't trying to pay the boot man, I hit up the Boot Girl.
We're already on our second freaking boot man. And back. Wait, who is it? Let's go.
We got the police here?
You see his lights? No, the security dude.
Okay.
I call him police.
What a cool job that is. I mean, driving around, the whole city loves you. You sneak in, take a boot off, get some money, go to the next. Here's what the citizens of Atlanta had to say about the Boot Girls.
What do you know about the Boot Girls?
They gonna pull straight up on you with the key, pop it in, pop it off.
Do you view them as villains or heroes?
Heroes for sure. The villains is the motherfucker putting the boots on for bullshit, feel me? They gonna.
What would you do if you saw the Boot Girls right now?
I'll take a picture with them.
Okay.
Where they at? They're finna pop out nowhere now.
They might pop out. They might
pop out.
pop
pole. Where they at? Nah, for real, they cool though.
One of the missions of the channel is to find one-of-one characters, and Boot Baby and Boot Shiesty certainly fill that bill. Thank you, Boot Girls. I'm glad we got to meet you guys. And now, we go to the most Muslim place in America. And with all the conflict that's happening in the world right now, I thought it was really important to release this episode because the media wants to convince us that we're all against each other. Everyone just has a big beef all the time. But really, when you sit down with people, most people I find are quite nice, quite welcoming, quite friendly.
Hey, Tommy.
How are you?
My name is Ahmed.
Salam, salam.
Salam alaikum.
This is falafel. So this is beef, that's chicken. This is
Fried kibbeh.
fried kibbeh. So these are grape leaves and they're stuffed with rice and beef. These are cabbage stuffed with rice and beef, same concept. And these are also beef stuffed with beef.
The first bite. Wait, is the sun down? Did everyone?
Oh yeah. It's officially down.
Okay, good. Are you optimistic about your future? Do you think we're headed in a good direction or a bad direction?
The fate is all on you. Whatever you do or whatever you choose to do, it determines your fate in the later future. And you will get in a better place.
We gotta get this kid on a loudspeaker in Milwaukee. Would you say you're happy?
Yeah. The key to happiness is when you have people that you enjoy or people that make your life brighter. Happiness can also be fun, doing things that you like.
What year will you turn 35?
2048. Not a year.
All right, so 2048, are you gonna run for office and help save the country?
I don't think that's where I want to be headed.
What do you want to be when you grow up? We'll start right to left.
I want to be a doctor. I want to be a housewife.
Okay.
Maybe like a surgeon. I want the finer things in life, so I'm gonna be a neurosurgeon. I want to be either a cardiologist or an orthopedic surgeon.
Oh, nice.
Whoa. There wasn't really any wild parts of the episode, but it was pretty cool to ask some of the hot button questions that was on everyone's mind. One of them being this. What is it like being a teenage Muslim girl in America?
The best thing ever. Like, people are like, oh, like, don't you get stared at and stuff. People look at me, but honestly, when people look at me, it's like the best thing ever. I'm like, yeah, I'm different. A criticism that people might have of Islam is that women are oppressed. And I know we have a few women in the room. Do you feel you're oppressed as a Muslim woman? No. Like, I feel like God has certain rules for a reason. For example, God wants me to dress modestly for a reason.
It doesn't let people look at my body, mostly my character. I feel protected, and it just makes us closer to God, and it makes, like, you know, people not to fall in love with beauty, the beauty of character. I really like these girls' message, and I think it's a message I would want my daughter to hear. In an era where the easiest way to gain attention quickly is by twerking or showing your skin, these women had really good values, and I admired them for that. Another really cool part of this episode was visiting the largest mosque in North America.
Is audacious with God Almighty.
The generosity of these folks was really impressive, and I'm just happy that they let us film and get into their life for a day. This is an episode that we walked away feeling really good in our hearts about, just like the Purim episode. So thank you, Mo, for the hospitality. Hope you're doing well, and it's time to leave Dearborn, Michigan.
Counter the favor. If you was loyal to me, I'll put it up in the box like broken.
May 25th, 2004. Almost 20 years ago, someone was here.
I really live what I put in my songs. The rest of them flex for the likes on the.
So as we were rolling around town exploring these abandoned buildings with these gangster rappers, we bumped into the police. Here's what went down.
Hey, how are you? I don't know if you guys are ready to get it or not. Don't go in there.
No?
And if you trespass, y'all can get arrested.
Okay.
After people in there got arrested for trespassing on city property.
Alright, for sure. Do you think the police noticed the bulge in your sweatshirt?
Hell yeah, he noticed that, Draco.
To me, urban exploration seems like a pretty innocent thing to do, but I understand with suing and liability why the city wouldn't want you in a dilapidated property. If something hits your head, you sue them for $1 million, it just isn't worth it. In this next scene, we end up in one of the last places you ever expect to go when you're rolling around with gangster rappers. Here's what happened. Sir, can you tell us what we're looking at here?
All right, so this is Progressive Faith Community Farms and Junior Urban Master Producer classes we have for 7 weeks. And then we have them come out here, go from theory to practice, to actually learn urban agriculture and urban farming.
That's beautiful.
So they're learning how to, we got goats, we got ducks, we got sheep. I'm not sheep. Goats, ducks, and chickens is what I meant to say. So they're growing all kinds of vegetables over here and stuff like that. Pastor Whitaker, he's in charge of right here.
I'm Tommy G, nice to meet you.
Tommy G?
Yes, sir. Describe Gary, Indiana in 3 words.
We're gonna get there.
Okay.
So tell me about SOB.
It's a record label. Okay. We had started a record label, signing artists and whatnot.
Yeah.
These are my 2 artists right here.
Y'all the artists.
Yeah.
I'm the manager.
Y'all flow?
The thing you said earlier today, what was the one line you
Hit me with it.
I say it's messed up. How these kids, they running wells from a city where these shorties raising childs. Daddy ain't been home and you ain't seen him in a while. Only man that turned mama sad face into a smile. And if you ain't in my gym shoes, can't walk a mile. Cause I got brothers in that cell, they waiting on the day of trial. Home all alone, police knocking at the door when you get scared. Thinking ain't a number you can dial. Let me tell you about the struggle. and how this stuff it really is. Mama gone, so the oldest watch the kids. Daddy made it happen, moving, waiting, feds coming to ask you questions. I told him I ain't messing with no pigs, like I don't know what he did, and really don't know what he is. And I like blocks, but if I got to, then I'm slammed with the SIGs. Got it out the mud, I knew I could, just had to dig. Tolerate no disrespect, you disrespect me, blow your wig on my brother. Yeah.
That's how you guys gotta flow, man.
Nice.
Somebody come out.
Nice.
I really like ending this episode on a positive note. I didn't know we were gonna bump into these church folks growing food, but I'm glad we did, because it really goes to show that no matter where you are, your personal choices and what you want to make of the area you're in matter. So we're glad we got to meet those folks at the church. That wraps up Gary. Now we head to Houston to get into the world of drifting and racing. And we meet a guy who went viral for a police chase he had on camera. Knowing that we were gonna be meeting a guy like this, I was actually a little bit scared about this video. Now, I didn't get almost hit by a car, but these sketchy whites did.
Someone get these crazy white boys out of the street! He almost got hit! He almost got hit by a car!
There's something about young men and just going after exciting and risky things. That's why people skydive, they mountain climb, they drive fast, they join the military. There's something in a lot of young men that just makes them want to just take risks. And only by taking risks does your life become extraordinary. If you want to play it safe, you can have a perfectly okay life, but it's not going to be extraordinary. So we drive out of Houston and we tap in with 21 Harold, one of 21 Savage's best six, a notorious area in Atlanta that we have to go in blind, because sometimes in the rap world, you make it there 2 hours before the contact does, and here's what happened.
I mean, I just sent you the location. I'm like a few minutes far away from it. You'll see a group of kids or people or some niggas working on their dirt bike to the back, like pull to the back.
All right, we'll do that. Thank you guys.
21, can you do something for me? Can you go to these sketchy apartments for me? This feels like a spot that we want someone to know we're coming.
Yeah.
Into the lion's den we will go.
This one's getting trapped. You can easily get right here.
This reminds me of the movie Snow on the Bluff.
No matter what.
This is f***ing... What's on, fellas? I'm Tommy G.
What's up, Bob?
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, brother. Can you tell the people where we're at right now?
We're right here on Glenwood, 107,
Yeah.
G-Block.
I feel like this is one of the places in the country that starts the waves.
We got all the highest rappers.
So guess what? On the way here, we were on the highway, it was rush hour traffic, and some angry white dude was road raging me. He was like this in the car, he like swerved by me. What's your take on road rage?
My baby mama the other day riding around with her mama, and somebody get to argue with them and shoot the back window out.
It feels like people are willing to take it to the farthest over the littlest thing nowadays.
In life, you gotta enjoy every moment, because tomorrow or the next second might be your last. You might as well have fun today and not stress about something that happened in the past, because that means you're stuck in the past.
I'm gonna say a line, I want you to try and finish the line for me, okay?
Okay, here we go.
21, can you?
Do something for me.
Okay, we're in Atlanta, folks.
Yeah, he grew around here too.
For a guy that's that high profile, is it risky to come out to the block nowadays?
Not our block. No, he welcome here anytime. Ain't nobody gonna mess with him or nothing. He can walk freely around here.
So we have fun shooting the breeze with the locals, and then Harold pulls up in a bulletproof ride.
On the wild card geeked up. I got hard, I got south, I got beans for you sluts.
What's going on, big dog?
What's up?
I'm Tommy.
You got you on Glenwood G-Block.
Yes, sir. I heard you were up till 5 a.m. last night.
Yeah.
What the hell were you doing?
I got booked for a host.
Yeah? So I know you go by Harold, but I also know you went by Little Dirty.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
You see with the dirt at and shit? I used to put that shit in my head when I was young.
When I was driving around his car, he started grilling me on my music history.
You ever heard of Bobby Womack?
No.
Bill Weather?
Did you grow up in a church family?
Yeah, my mom's side.
Because that almost sounds like Sunday cleaning music, you know? Like, there's something special happening in this episode. He said that I'm officially on... Now don't worry, even though I bleeped it, I didn't actually say I just mouthed it, which if that's a crime, I'm guilty, but I didn't say it, I just mouthed it. Little Harold, I feel like, can you back me up on this one, or am I gonna be in trouble?
You're a different type of nigga though. You're a nigga. You're what? You're a nigga now.
Oh, I appreciate that.
God, you're a nigga. You're a good nigga.
Mom, I'm no longer part of the family. I'm sorry.
We adopted your ass.
Now folks, let's end on an important subject, fatherhood. Here is 21 Harold's thought on fatherhood and his advice to me.
What makes you happy?
Kids.
Yeah? How old are your kids?
6 and 8.
That's a good age. Those kids are really fun at that age, I feel like.
Yeah.
They're smart enough that you can like talk to them, have conversations, but I feel like they say stuff that like surprises you, or they're funny.
They just blurt out shit.
You look across the board, across Americans, fatherhood seems to be dropping. What do you think it takes to get fathers back in the picture?
There's nothing that you can take. It's up to the person. Some fathers just take themselves out the picture.
Being a dad is one of the coolest things you can ever be, and you need to, like, kids need that leader.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you, Harold. We had a great time with you. And now we go to the most redneck place in America. We meet with a bunch of certified hillbilly, rednecks, and hicks. Now in the process of shooting with these fellas, a truck got absolutely ruined. Let's see what happened.
He just broke something. We gotta have a moment of silence. I mean, we's all riled up, but...
If there's something you can say about hillbillies, they know how to have fun. Here's the type of stuff they get up to.
Let's see what you got.
I'ma walk me 100 miles, I'ma do the dirt and I'ma handle work every day. I'ma slow down, here we go now, then relocate a hoe straight to her face. I'm serious, come around like you curious. I'ma put my little bitch in a yours.
I ain't gonna hit you. You want a drink?
I'll take a little sippity
Oh no!
Tommy G!
Yeah! I'm drunker than but I'll tell you what, fuck them is the important lesson, because listen dude, people are gonna with your ass, and if you just say fuck them, it ain't gonna bother you, man. Hey listen, I was 12 years old and I threw up on Maple because my daddy said, you think you're a goddamn man? Go ahead.
Was that your first drink, 12 years old?
Yeah, and I smoked my first blunt when I was 5.
Now something I heard in this episode was actually quite chilling. We were preparing to shoot a bunch of guns, and one of the guys that just done some border patrol said that many of the people that are crossing the border, the majority are military age men, and a third of them had engaged in some sort of sex crime.
I've had some personal experiences in some of that. I went down to the southern border. I was on a border task force, I'll just leave it at that. Went down there and partnered with Texas, DPS and National Guard, and did some work, and I saw your video on it. It's a disaster down there, you know as well as I do. We captured 2,300 people in 19 days and 4-mile stretch of border, and I would say about 85% was military age males. And out of that 2,300 after their process, 750-ish were already convicted pedophiles, rapists, child molesters inside the United States.
And every once in a while you just meet a character that sticks in your mind. To me, this was Kurt Dog.
This next scene, we get to go to Kurt Dog's house, and this guy is an Appalachian legend.
We're in Kingsport, Tennessee. Beautiful slice of paradise in Northeast Tennessee. This is no place like home. I've been a lot of places, and you know how birds and stuff navigate through magnetism of the earth? Well, my magnetism feels right here.
So I hear you're somewhat of a genius. By day, what do you do? What's your profession?
Right now, I actually work for the U.S. Army, making explosives at the Holston Defense.
You must be damn good if they let you in with all your tattoos.
Well, you know, with a degree and a great work history, the possibilities are endless. That's the big house where me and the wife live. And the kids. You see a lot of overgrown trucks and weeds around here. This is a Jeep that I was just given. We're gonna basically turn it into.
Was that a birthday gift or a Christmas gift?
Just a random, like I need it out of my area. It's got a good motor.
What goes down in here?
That's just the farmhouse. When we have little shindigs like we do today, people go in there. We got couches, sit, lounge, hang out.
This is honestly the dream, is to have a lot of land, peace and quiet. This is a place that the crickets chirp at night, the stars come out.
This is the result of deciding to make a lot of good choices along the way at probably a little later than most. About 27, I got my head out of my rear and worked, went back to college, got my degree.
What up, Caleb? It seems like in these parts, having a gun on you is like having underwear on you.
Everywhere I go when I'm not going to work.
That man is a character, and I'm glad I got to meet him. So thank you, Shaka, and thank you to Tennessee. I love checking you guys out. And now, folks, we go to the worst motel in Alabama.
this gift, they should put me in the zoo. Pandemic flow, you would think I got the flu. I gamble on myself, you can bet I do a milli. From the mill, killing shit like Buffalo Billy. I was anxious the first time when I shot that 10
Oh my god. There's not even a lobby to walk into because it's so dangerous. There's just a glass window you go up to get your room. We're looking to get a room, a double queen.
I got one room with a double bed and it's strictly no smoking room.
We don't smoke.
No pets and no smoking.
No pets?
No pets.
Nope, we don't have any pets.
Okay.
Do people often bring pets here?
I mean, yeah, some sneak their pets in too.
Is this bulletproof glass?
Yeah, it is bulletproof.
Oh my god. What room did we get?
201.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Have a good day.
Have a good
one. What the f are we doing here? When I thought of motel, I did not think like thuggery. I thought like white trash.
We finna have no stuff.
First sign of trouble. That is for rats. Cool. This is paraphernalia, isn't it? Someone was using tinfoil and lighting it to burn back. That's not a good sign. Now, we've gotten to a lot of dangerous stuff on this channel, but quite honestly, this may have been one of the most dangerous ones. We didn't know how criminal-filled this motel would be. In fact, this is what I got busted for. Let's roll the clip.
The operation happened on a Monday afternoon in late March. Police tell us the 6 men arrested each approached an undercover officer and offered him or her between $5 and $40 for various sex acts.
So we're in a room that doesn't have locks, and there's tons of complaints online of people coming into your room at night without you inviting them in. We're walking into a motel where people are probably armed, probably on drugs, and we're gonna be sitting ducks for a night. But the good news is, me and the boys were so slap happy from being on the road for a few days that we just didn't give a shit. We were just ready to rumble. Whatever this motel threw at us, we were in the right frame of mind to get it. So bring on the cockroaches, bring on the junkies. Let me show you what happened at this motel.
It doesn't work. We're gonna have to barricade this door. Oh, f***ing. Are these cigarette burns, dude? I thought this was a bug at first. Someone just burned cigarettes through this. Look. Is that a roach?
Yeah, it's a roach.
Oh, what the?
What the?
Is this blood? How are there so many holes? Like, are people just lighting cigarettes?
People have hella blunts.
I would not make even a hot pocket in this thing.
First live bug.
We wanted to know what we were getting into, so we threw up a drone and we scanned the perimeter. And lo and behold, a guy is throwing up gang signs at this drone.
Go closer to that guy on the ledge. What is that? Is he throwing up gang signs? This place is crawling too, by the way. I think this is what the police would call a hot spot. Oh my god. It's one thing to stay at a motel that doesn't take care of its shit. It's another to totally stay in a place where you feel like you might die. People are gonna think we're the government.
We're walking into Criminal City wearing all blue sweatsuits, dressed like a group of the weakest Crips you've ever seen in your life, walking into God knows what.
I just have to say that objectively, we look ridiculous right now. We all have Scooby-Doo socks on, baby blue suits. Good night, folks. I'll see you in the morning.
All was going well until this happened at midnight. Was that at our door 100%?
100% that was at our door.
Yeah.
I heard it like right next to my head.
Mm-hmm. So they just tried it to see if
I think they just tried it.
The Google reviews did say that people try and get into your room around here.
I keep kind of hearing some scuffles out there. Someone's out there, man.
The next 3 hours are prime crime hours from midnight. Is that a woman screaming?
100% a woman screaming.
From midnight. So far, no bugs though. right? I feel like it's been a bug-free night. Now there's moments when your heart rate gets absolutely racing. This is one of them. When you think someone's about to rob your room, your body perks up, let's just say. Luckily our door jamb held, and we knew all we needed to do was survive into the morning.
Long night. Let's explore. Oh, he's going fast. He's zooming.
Oh, there's one over here too.
Really?
This is not acceptable. We didn't have towels. The sheets were dirty, gross, and there's bugs in our room. Let's go confront them. Morning, how you doing? Guess what? There was bugs all over the room. There was no towels. There was a whole family of roaches. It looks like there was a crime scene on the sheets. Did you know that there was bugs there?
No, I mean, the room was clean.
Stop the cap.
Literally, the first step we took in there, we saw bugs. You can come look with us.
We have been doing periodical pest control.
Can we get any towels?
Yeah, but the thing is, we don't have towels here on the front desk.
How long would it take to get towels?
Let's say an hour.
An hour? Come on, man. Not getting towels was f***ing ridiculous. Even though we had just dressed as Crips, we decided the next place we should go was Stockton to hang out with Cambodian Bloods. Sue Woo.
Hey, we got Mr. Beast came through the hood.
What we learned while we were there is that a significant majority of young men become gangbangers. And it's really just where you grow up determines where you end up. What I had to admit was the reality that if I grew up with those guys in that spot, there's a high percentage that I would also currently be a Blood, which is wild to think about. How much just where you grow up makes you into who you are. Let's share a story from the crew that kind of highlights some of the things they've been through over the years. Tell me about the cutout.
Oh, this the homie, man. What's up, man? This is my big homie, actually, man, for sure. VIP, Blood in Peace.
I guess you have a favorite memory of him, or is there something like, what do you think, like when he comes to mind, like what comes to your head?
Most dangerous nigga ever.
Yeah?
He pulling up, he tripping, man.
He looked like he was about
He don't want to be in this camera right now. If he was here, he wouldn't want to be in this camera. So he be in it though, gang, be in the camera, but be in the vlog, gang. But if he was in there, he wouldn't want to be in there. You know why? He a dangerous ass nigga.
Yeah?
Hell yeah, I want to be.
He's got that look in his eye, you can just tell when you see him, you know?
Everybody see that look in his eye, they don't like it.
Anytime you're dealing with a crew that has a cardboard cutout of a guy with a gun and face tattoos, you know that they're pretty gangster. That's something I've only seen in the gangster world, in fact. And to end on a positive note, let's meet Henry, a guy running for city council. You must be Henry?
Yeah.
Good to meet you, brother.
You too, man. How you doing?
I'm good, man. You're looking fresh.
Oh, thanks.
Playing basketball and the button up, huh?
Doing it all, man.
Tell the people where we are right now.
Okay, we're here in Stockton, California. Lewis Park, right here in the heart of the island right here. This is the west side. You got Country Club over here. You got Boss Track over there.
And what is this area known for?
Violence.
Yeah?
Yeah, for violence.
What I know of Stockton is home of the Diaz brothers.
Yeah.
Also, that I've read an article that's one of the hardest places in America to grow up.
It is. It's
Did
rough.
you grow up in Stockton?
Right. I'm from Stockton.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm from Stockton. I'm from right here, man. This is the group that I grew up with, and this is the type of people that I want to impact at the same time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and tell people a little bit about yourself.
I'm running for City Council, District 4.
All right.
That's this area right here, man, to make a difference in the area that I'm from, you know?
Okay, what are the top couple things? If you get elected, what do you want to do?
For one, I want to fix our handball light out here, man. You know, the guys, they want some activities to where they could do something, and it's getting dark a lot, you know what I mean? So why not have something that'll keep them off of the streets and into different doing things?
Sports is unquestionably one of the best things we can do for the youth.
Yes, absolutely. I'm actually working on a program right now. It's called the Torch Foundation. It's from Southern California. So it's an emotional intelligence leadership training. And so what they're doing is they're showing from the ages of 13 to 18 youth how to express their emotions in healthy ways, except not through gun violence, not through alcohol, and not through drugs.
I don't know if you guys could tell, but Henry had tattoos all over in his hair, tattoos all over his body. He was in the streets back in the day. And to see him doing something, making a better life for his son, for his family, for his community, is something I really applaud. So be like Henry, go out there and be the change in your world. One thing I always like to think about is you can't boil the whole ocean. You can't change the whole world, but you can boil your little pot. And that's a really good way to do life. So be that guy that brings everyone up around you. Be like Henry. We leave the streets of Stockton and we head to Meth Mountain. It's amazing to me how easy it is to find meth in these types of areas. And also just some of the crazy shit that goes down in the boonies. Like, here's an example of a crazy that happened.
I used to like get out of the house and stuff a lot, and I would run over to this place that used to be friends with my dad. This guy, he had a wife and they had 3 kids. The woman that he was married to had some kind of relationship with some other guy or whatever. He knew their schedule because he stayed over there all the time. The father would go to work normal hours in the day, you know, like a 9 to 5. The kids would get on the bus, go to school, come back late. The mother worked a night shift. When the kids went to school, when the man went to work, and then the lady was home, he had went in the house, lady, shot her in the head on the bed, her again after she was went back in, fell asleep on the couch. School bus pulls up, kids get home, go inside the trailer. He wakes up, hey, Uncle So-so, what are you doing here? Like, I thought you left, you know, the other day. And I was like, well, where's Mama? Time passes, and the boy, and he went to his mom's bedroom door, and he said when he put his hand on the doorknob, he felt a hand on his shoulder, grab him, and turn him around, and he had a gun in his face and said, go tie your sisters up right now with this duct tape. And he said, no. And then when he said no, he had pistol whipped him in the face, tied him up with duct tape. He said that he woke up from the pistol whip with his sisters right there. By this time, the daddy had gotten home. Said the same thing, Johnny, like, what are you doing here? He had led him back there to the bedroom, and then he put a gun to his back and said, let's go. And he made him open the door. He made him look at his wife, naked and dead. He had him at gunpoint, and they used to play video games all the time when the first shooting games and stuff would come out. The man said to the father, I'm gonna show you how it feels to get shot in real life. He shot him 4 or 5 times in the back. The boy gets out of the duct tape, so he called his grandparents, and his grandparents called 911. He set his sister's free. At that point, they'd SWAT team, news crews, there was a helicopter, because he was still in the trailer. Right here, we can actually walk over here. I'll show you the entrance.
Behind these gates, the most brutal of murders and rape.
Yeah.
The next guy we talked to was a meth user, a meth addict, and it was wild to talk to someone that on one hand was totally an addict, but on the other was, from what we could tell, a productive member of society. He had a blue-collar job and went to work every day. Here's what we learned in speaking with him.
What got you started into the world of meth? So did you have an injury, or what started to boxing?
Yeah, I wrecked a motorcycle.
So you got prescribed legal painkillers by your doctor?
No.
You found some from a friend?
Yeah.
Do you view meth as beneficial in your life or negative?
Yeah.
You seem like a normally functioning human. Like the average person, if they were to see you in the street, they might not know.
No, they wouldn't.
How long have you been doing meth for?
8, 9 years.
What was your first hit of meth like?
Really don't know.
Can you sleep when you take meth?
Yeah.
How many times a day do you have to do meth to feel okay?
3 or 4.
And what does a meth habit cost somebody a day?
Maybe 200 a week.
How hard is it to find around here?
It's hard at all.
How much meth is this on the table right now?
Yeah, probably $20 worth. Where's this section?
Can you take meth and 5 minutes later walk into town and no one can tell the difference?
Yeah.
When you first take it, what happens?
You use a little energy.
How long could you go without meth before it starts to feel like an issue?
All day. I have to.
Has there ever been a shortage of it?
Well, you can't find it? Yeah.
And what was that like?
It was rough, but I still found it.
Can you substitute something else for meth, or does it have to be meth to feel okay?
Sleep.
Are people lacing meth nowadays?
Oh yeah, fentanyl, and whatever, the MDM, a few other things.
How do you know that the stuff that you have isn't laced?
I don't. Other than the way it burns. It's in lace, it'll turn black.
Do you get it from a consistent source?
Fairly.
When you were the source, did you have people coming in and out of your house all the time?
No. I had a couple, but it wasn't like that.
Do you see a way to get off of it?
Lay down for about a week.
And kind of suffer through it?
Yeah. I mean, you don't really hurt, you just crave it a little.
Do you think you can be a productive member of society on meth?
I already am.
For someone like me that has never tried it, would this be enough to kill me?
No. Do that and just snort it.
Oh, you go through your nose.
Yeah.
Can anyone get high off secondhand on this?
I would say so, somewhat.
I'm gonna drive my car real good back to the hotel. Are you sober or high now?
I'm always high.
Is there any message you would say to the government or to like how we look at it as a country?
Stop supplying Suboxone and methadone. Just don't do it.
Do you hope to get off it one day?
Oh yeah, I already plan on.
Scenes like this are very special to me on the channel. The fact that we can build up the trust that we can get invited into a meth user's trailer and ask him about his drug that he centered his life around. To me, it's just really something else. It's part of what makes this a dream job for me, that we're able to get into situations that we really shouldn't be in and talk to people, see the human side of them, see what they're about, and ask questions. So I'm glad we got to connect with him. So we pack up from F Mountain and we head to Chicago for the final video of the year. We speak to the most gangster female rapper in Chicago, Mellow Bucks. She likes to cook, she likes to twerk, and she likes to rap. This is the first time we've done a video and people have cooked good food.
Cause they ass know how to cook, babe. I cook, okay? I don't just rap and throw bitches through the window. I'm Mellow Bucks, aka Pretty Op, Big Bucks, you know?
Why do they call you Pretty Op?
My brother called himself Big Op, so I'm Pretty Op, you know, like, I'm the op for the girls. Pretty in the face, but still a threat to everybody, for sure.
It is stressful living like that.
I grew up like this has been my whole life. There's not too much on my shoulders, you know what I'm saying? But for somebody who just now jumping off the porch, hell yeah, it'll be stressful type shit. Like, you know, I witnessed this kind of shit and I've been through this kind of shit my whole life. Yeah. I grew up in the trenches. People that get it. People that don't, you know?
Mm-hmm. And you know how I know you're from Chicago? Yeah. Chicago person says here or there, that's how I can tell.
Here or there?
Yeah. What can you tell us about this area?
Dead smack over east, the heart of over east, the real over east. I'm talking about the deep end, about the water, baby.
One thing you have to understand about Chicago has a particularly treacherous air about it. In a lot of the spots we've been, it just feels like things can go down at any time. Like, to give you an example of how crazy it is in Chicago, we walked into an apartment building and a guy came downstairs with a gun pointing at us. Here's what happened.
Oh, here come phone them coming down the stairs. Don't school, phone don't school. Don't be scared, check it out.
Now, it's moments like this that, one, illustrate how dangerous some of these cities are, and two, remind me how close to a really bad experience that we've been on this channel. Like, a guy hand on the trigger coming down the stairs, it takes one misfire, it takes one accident for us to be in a wheelchair or for our life to be changed forever. These girls wanted to hang out on this block for a while, but we were attracting a lot of attention with how loud we were being and all the twerking and yelling and shouting. So I decided it was time to get to the studio, and here's where some magic happened. I gotta say something about the crew now that I've spent some time with you guys. All right, you guys got that high energy. You guys are rambunctious. You guys are sexy.
Yeah.
You guys are ratchet.
Yeah.
And you're about it.
I might go home with your man.
Do you ever feel bad if you go home with someone else's man?
Hell no. I got a man. I don't go home with no niggas. Your man ain't your man if I went home with him. That's why I come and record all my music and make all my hits.
You ain't never had a friend that been bit spent and went up in.
Bit spent.
I ever had a friend that what?
That been bit spent and went up in.
You had the Bennett. You ain't not been no booty hole and go up in it.
Okay, now we're talking business.
Okay.
What is the meaning of life?
Life stand for laughter. Always laugh. I stand for independent. F stand for the world. And E stand for elevated.
This was Mellow behind the scenes making a song on the spot, which I think is really cool to go in there without lyrics and make a hit on the spot. Here's what that looked like.
Caught up at BP, this ain't no movie, but I bet we shooting shit like MTV. Now I'm up at BT, niggas bap up in they rap, I don't get no, yeah. Ain't no stop and blow, we hopping out on niggas like 1, 2, 3, huh?
I got some ideas for you, okay? So MBA, DNA, you need a nurse like CNA. My crew don't say shit like an NDA.
Hey, look, I got to watch this. Wanna play on my top, now he got dropped, now he needs CNA. One time.
On this channel, we've gotten to meet a bunch of rap's rising stars. I put my money on Mellow Bucks and being one of the next up. She's got this charisma, she's got this confidence, and she can really rap. She's hardcore, like she's a total drill rapper. She's the real deal. I'm predicting she'll be blowing up in 2024. So folks, we just revisited 2023, and man, what a crazy year it was. To me, I look at the world like this. The world is your playground, and as long as you go places with the right intentions, the right energy, I really think you can go anywhere in the world, and you'll find that people are friendly, people are kind, people are welcoming, and everyone just wants to share their story. I'm optimistic about the future of the world. I do know that we're facing a lot of challenges and hurdles right now in this era, but I think if we can group together and remember, mainstream media is trying to divide us. When you actually visit places, it's quite different. forget what you've heard on the news, turn off your damn TV, and keep rocking with me through 2024. I'm incredibly thankful for you guys. I love bringing you the realest and rawest shit on the internet. Coming up next in 2024, since you stuck around this far, I'm gonna show you some of the crazy shit we have planned. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Tommy G, and today we're getting interrogated by mercenaries.
The oil deal.
Kind of shit, we in the village right now, you know what I'm talking about?
That's right.
We get her off of the street and stop.
That's all, folks. Make moves in 2024. Life is short, so live it up and get after it. Love you guys. See you next week. Peace.